Huh? Hey guys, welcome. Am I live? There we go. I am live. Welcome everyone. Let the watch party begin. We have about 35 minutes. So I'm just gonna chill here. And I'm in Pyro in the 4.3.2 PTU. We're gonna chill here for about half an hour before the CitizenCon live. Welcome everyone. What do you think the chances are for a Paladin release? The chances are high, really, because the Paladin is pretty much done, right? So I hope we can see that. And I hope CIG is preparing some surprises for us. So we will know in half an hour. I'm very excited. I need it. We all need it. Yes, because they nerfed the Redeemer because of that ship, right? It better be a good ship and better come to our hands soon.
This is an audio test. If you can hear the sound of my voice, please type "Disco is a real cool guy" in chat.
Ooh. Someone, I just heard a voice. We will get an update.
I see Twitch.
I see technologies.
But YouTube. Disco is a real cool guy, YouTube. There you go.
Oh, I think we started. Let me see. I think CIG is doing a mic check right now. We shall wait. All right, let's go have some fun here.
Disco is not a cool guy.
Yeah, they're just testing. Disco is testing. Let's see what we do here.
All right, we're going to start our 30-minute countdown in about 2 minutes.
30 minutes countdown, 2 minutes. Nice. Salvage, mercenary. Let's do some
All right, next question, chat.
hauling mission.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Lower the volume a little bit. I'll collect processed foods from Stanton Gateway and deliver to Shepherd's Rest on Pyro 3. Okay, let's go. Oh, have to travel to Stanton Gateway. No, let's just go down the planet and shoot something, shoot somebody. Maybe we can check out the dropship. So let's go to the yard. So what are you guys expecting from this CitizenCon? I know you all have your own expectations. There's many videos coming out for all these expectations. Different ships or new features. Because we are promised a couple features this year, right? We haven't had them yet, especially the engineering. Base building, yes. Crafting soon as well. Official countdown started. 29 minutes, 30 seconds from now. Yeah, base building engineering. Or promised was a tech preview for the engineering, but we haven't got it yet. Personal hub updates. Indeed. Did I miss the outpost? Derek outpost. Oh, it's right here. The yard. Let's go. The hubs before base building. Yeah. Crafting probably coming before base building, or what do you guys think? Because they are tweaking the construction materials as a base for crafting. So, yeah, wish to see crafting, at least crafting tier 0. Personally, I really wish we could get rid of Wicklow as soon as we can, but looks like we are having more ships for the next patch for the Wicklow, like the A1s, the Infernos, Ions, and the Aspera Prowler utility. So looks like Wicklow is gonna stay for a while.
Behold, the Copion. Though not particularly prized for its intelligence, what it lacks in brains, it makes up for by being incredibly, well, horny. A commodity highly sought after by hunters and...
No more tier 0s. Okay, that's good.
Fortunately.
And we also probably will not know about Squadron 42 because they said, and I'm going to talk about Squadron 42. So... Oh, I need to set my spawn here. They can't escape tiers. If you check the leak resources, you will see they are planning the Apollo cargo version. So they did say they're going to release another ship, which is another variant of the recent ship. And then the leak, the rumors, is about the Apollo cargo version. Thanks. Yeah, love this paint. So, I don't know how they can do with a cargo version for the Apollo, because the cargo version is looks like it's 432 SU boxes you can put in there, but the back ramp is really narrow. Even they widen it a little bit, I don't think you can really fit a 32 SU box. So you have to go through this long... Well, maybe you can if you remove this part, all this part here. But again, if they can do that, why not do that on the Apollos and add a few modules to it instead of selling an extra ship? But knowing CIG, they will do something like that. Maybe you can. Or maybe they can add the doors on the side. The leaks make development harder. Well, the leaks, usually it's data mining, so it's either work in progress. And in the beginning, I don't trust those rumors and stuff, but I've been watching those official leak channels. They have been pretty accurate about the paints, the different ships. Usually that's the files already existed. So, well, always take it as a grain of salt, because you never know. It's not official resources. But since people like talking about it, we can imagine if there is a cargo variant for this ship. I don't know how they're gonna put the doors for the cargo on the side. Yeah, don't know. Okay. So I'm using this new buffed sniper rifle here, the SCAF. We got some it's nice weather. One shot. Okay, getting hostile to this place. Oh, got NPCs coming out already. Ooh, pistols hurt. Try the lightning pistol here. Oh, pretty good. Oh, dropship incoming. The tick rate is really high. Those NPCs hurts. My height. I wanna get on that dropship. It's landing in that direction. Let's go. Oh! Oh! Wow! 2 dropships. It's in the headhunter paint. Oh! NPCs here. I'm gonna go in. Too many of them. Don't wanna fight them. Oh! Close the door. I'm gonna hijack these NPCs. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, Wicklow ships are dumb. Where are they going? Hey, I'm here. Guys, I'm here. I think they're just tourists. Oh no. Yeah, I am gonna join my orcs watch party. So my orc mate is gonna join me soon. Later, and then I'm gonna stream here. 21 minutes, 37 seconds. There's an interesting video on it. I see it's stress expecting stage, but that's kind of what they need after 13 years. Yeah, can't believe it's 13 years already. Cool, fighting on their own ship. Wicklow ships are dumb. You never own them. Yes, Wicklow ships are quite... That's why I just kind of give up on it. If it's easy, I'll get one. Because a lot of times we just lose them. Reload. Try the pistol. The pistol is not as powerful as the sniper rifle. Oh, headshot. That's pretty good. Oh, this sniper rifle is, I just made a video last night. Pretty good. They buffed the damage. So basically you can one-shot a heavy if you headshot. That one shot over there. But these guys they don't have any armors, so you can one-shot them easily. And this sniper rifle is quite fun to use. Not gonna lie, the bolting electricity and the AoE damage for those shots is Pretty good. Okay, let's go to another outpost. Wanna go loot check the Xeno threat. I think they have a different ship. Valkyrie maybe? We'll see. Haven't tried this for a while, so we're gonna check this out. Now, this is the Headhunter Callus. Hey, Wartho.
Howdy.
Hey. Wicklow is here, officially here. Oh, that's very nice.
Strange human.
Wartho is our official Wicklow. Wow. Oh, missiles! Shoot! They're not happy. Chaff! Chaff! Okay, chaff it off. Oh, more missiles! Jeff! Okay, I'm away. Wow, this paint is good. I think we're getting some new paints for different ships. I don't see we have a colorless paint. I think the new missions we can get different paints. We also changed the cosmetics for the size 3 laser repeaters. Personally, I do prefer the previous one. This looks a little weird to me, the casing. Yeah, so that's how it looks. Only for the size 3. Size 1 and size 2 is different. But this is the paint. Really nice. Headhunter paint. Okay, get... Hey, Barnes.
Go back to sleep, Barnes.
He's not waking up yet. It's I think it's 4:30 for him.
It's way too early for us.
Oh, for you too, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're 1 hour apart. It's 5:40 for me, 4:40 for Barnes. God rest his soul.
Wow. Check another site. Which one is Xeno threat? Headhunters, Citizens for Prosperity. Shadowfall, Xeno threat. Okay, let's go there.
Foxy, I'm creating a text channel, in general, called CitizenCon 2955, and then it'll be archived after CitizenCon.
Copy. Cool. Very nice paint. I wish we could strip the paints off NPC ships and loot the paints for ourselves. I don't think that's a thing yet.
Scooter from the beautiful Brio's Breaker Yard on Damer. Now, some people think Brio's is still a rough and tumble kind of place. Well, that just ain't true, Bo. Brio's is a safe environment with fun for the whole family. And we don't just sell chili and spaceships. We also do ship repairs, ship detailing, ship paints, and even weapon swaps. So if you need your next ship upgrade, come on down and you tell Scooter sent you. Y'all
Cassie.
have a good evening.
I give you the answer. You watch Cpt.Foxyloxy's stream. This is Cpt.Foxyloxy's first stream of CitizenCon. I'm just kidding. It's oh. Oh. I'm getting attacked by... Oh! Bo's on the ground? And the ship in the air. This is Xenothreat territory. Why there's other colors? Oh no! No, no, no. My shield is down. Hide here. Oh. Oh, there is a dropship. Dropship down here. Oh, what painting is this? Oh, that's a Xenothreat colors black. Oh no, that painting looks nice. Oh, what the? What is this? Oh. Okay, glad I set my spawn. Do you guys think the Perseus is gonna be released? The CitizenCon?
No,
Yeah, probably IAE.
not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah.
You won't know I'm here. Silence crawling through the shadows. I don't care why.
Oh, my ship is red.
Darkness makes you weak, makes you blind. No pain, no fear, just cold breath on your neck. When the light comes back, you're already gone.
Maybe the Apollo variant. Yeah. Hey, welcome, Mr. Eraser. Can I still lift up? Where's the ship?
Enjoy the ride. System check.
Yes, good. 11 minutes 37 seconds.
Shields are off.
Foxy, how public did you want this channel to be?
I think it's fine if you want to join, but it's Yorkie's created event, so I want to leave the choice to him. Hey Yorkie, Yorkie's here.
Oh, speak of the fucking. Oh, sorry. Oh,
You guys didn't hear
Speaking of
anything.
Demonetized.
Thank you, Retro. Welcome. Yeah, it's my first time streaming CitizenCon. I'm excited. Also, our org mates is here, cube mates is here, and we're gonna be discussing and chatting. If you guys have any questions, any question about CitizenCon, ships, myself, the channel, and our org, just feel free to ask. Cannot promise we'll answer every single question, but we'll do our best. Yorkie, you can invite whoever you think you want to invite here. Okay, let's head back to my body. 9 minutes. We're getting close. Any word on the status of the Arastra? The Arastra is I haven't heard about anything yet.
You guys have the bingo card?
I don't have the bingo card.
I don't either. I was hoping one of you guys had it.
It's in the other channel. I mean, for the sting. Yes, I'm waiting for the stinger as well. We'll see, because it's quite quiet this CitizenCon, like before CitizenCon. So there's some leaks, some rumors, but not like before. So we shall see. Give us the surprise. Then in the next almost 8 minutes, in the next 2.5 hours, we shall have some surprises. Maybe after these 2.5 hours will be a different person. Or Star Citizen will be a different game. After 13 years. Finally. Thank you, Joe Lopez. Welcome. Oh, getting hit. Oh no! No,
Oh,
Apollo, you have failed me again.
Oh, Chrissy posted the bingo card in the
At least I didn't die.
text channel.
Yeah, loving the mysteries. So, can't believe it's
So
here.
we're going to be calling out bingo within 10 minutes with that card.
Okay.
I've got my horrible shitty rum. You know, if they mention anything of like in the next 2 years or 2 more years or anything like that, I am just gonna chug the entire bottle. Granted, there's only half of it left, but
Alf, yeah.
I'm gonna release cast for 2 weeks.
Hobo, this is a child-friendly stream. We don't talk about getting alcohol poisoning here.
fine's fine.
He's
I'll
gonna
be-
drink
I'll-
a lot
I'll
of
just die.
milk.
Yeah, I'm drinking water. I'm gonna keep myself nice and hydrated. I'm gonna drink this entire bottle of water when 2 more years are mentioned.
Okay, let's shoot a few sniper shots and we're gonna go to CitizenCon.
Hey, I'm still shooting sniper shots. What are you talking about?
Really?
I swear I'll close my game once it starts. I swear I'm not addicted.
Are you still
It's
playing
okay.
Battlefield 6?
Yeah.
I was gonna stream that earlier. That game is addicting, yeah.
It is.
Yesterday we played Battle 6 almost a whole day. That's why my videos came a little late. I didn't sleep much. But I think I got enough energy to go through this. Oh, okay. So the ASCAF can basically one shot. That's a medium. You can one shot. So center mass. For a heavy, you can one shot through the head. So it's gonna be really fun and powerful sniper to use. Don't know if it's going to be the meta, but yeah, that's
I think the muzzle velocity is too slow for it to be meta.
750.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's way too
true. Ooh,
it's like firing like spitballs at the enemy. Like, sure, they do a lot of damage for. what
yeah,
they
that's
are,
true.
but
What's the muzzle velocity for the P6?
I think it's 1,000.
Ah, that's still pretty. Yeah, P6 is still the way to go, but this one has more advantage with the AOE damage. It's more fun.
No, definitely a contender for a good mid-range.
True. I like you can one-shot stuff. Before you can't do that. But P6 doesn't have 120 damage. I think it's less than 100 or something. Because this one has a 120 damage. When is... You know, everything we will see today will come 20, 30 plus. Oh! Shotgun. Oh, I'm getting AoE damage as well. Oh! Dropships incoming! That's a Cuddy. I heard another... Oh, 3 ships jumping in. 2 Cuddys here. Should be another one somewhere. Okay, let's go. This is Xenothreat colors black paint. Let's go check it out really quick.
Hello.
Hey, Senro, welcome everyone.
Hello.
Oh, the wind. Oh, Xenothreat. Let me close the ramp. Close. I trapped them in. Kill the pilot. Shoot the leg. There we go. I just kidnapped. I just kidnapped a bunch of Xenothreat guys. Take off. Let's go. I don't want to get shot down.
Now it's easier than ever to hire hangar security.
Yeah. Wow, look at the Xenothreat paint for the Cuddy.
Two minutes until sets.
Copy. 2 minutes.
Are we going on YouTube, Twitch?
Oh yeah, it's already live.
Yorkie, are you going to share the link for this?
Yes, I forgot. I'll put it in the CitizenCon. Yeah, I've just put it in the CitizenCon channel.
Roger.
More missiles coming.
I'm watching on Twitch too because I want to see all the stupid reactions from people.
Hey, Thrasher! Welcome.
Wow, we got all the commanders in the one spot. Should we just have a commander meeting now and forget about sitcom?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, stream all the commander talk
Yeah,
that we have
let's
as
do
well.
it.
Oh yeah.
Knuckles, I think we have to mute ourselves now.
Quick
No,
look
they can-
at the
we only beat on Barnes anyway.
yeah Xenothreat paint for the colors black. And I kidnapped some guys here. Let me see if they're still there.
40 seconds.
40 seconds. They're still here, guys. Let's
40
invite them.
40 seconds.
20
What
seconds.
the heck? What are these guys doing? Okay,
20.
let's switching to Star Citizen. Alt F4.
Oh, I still got like one more shot left in me. Come on.
Bingo.
Bingo. Shit. He's cheating. Get him out of here.
Shh. Oh, it's Chris.
There we go.
This year has marked a turning point in Star Citizen's history. We have finally moved past the question of whether we can build an architecture to Star Citizen's history. We have finally moved past the question of whether we can build an architecture to deliver a universe with incredible detail at massive scale, seamlessly, and where thousands of people can all play together. Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months. It has brought a more populated and active verse with up to 700 players online and in the same space at once. It's greatly increased server performance and delivered a much more responsive player experience. I couldn't be prouder of the team. They delivered something no other online game does presently. There may be other games out there that claim large player counts, or even the ability to mesh, but none do it at our detail, scale, and seamlessness. Of course, there will be continued improvements to server meshing and to Star Engine, but having moved past this last big technological hurdle has allowed us to finally focus on quality of life and stability improvements, something that has long been overdue. We're about to deliver our 9th patch in 10 months, with content that has brought Star Citizen storytelling into new and exciting directions. We pushed more than 24 features and more than 2,000 bug fixes. And while there is still a long way to go, the game has gotten more stable, performant, and fun as a result. We see this in player metrics. More of you play every day. The daily average users is up 45% from last year, and your play time is up 15%. So more people venture out into the verse and stay there longer than ever before. And through all that, we've told the dual stories of the Frontier Fighters Assault on Pyro and the moral compromises being made to combat the regen crisis. Now, as those stories come to a rest for the time being, it's time to look forward to the next chapter of Star Citizen, where the instability in Pyro and the callous actions of some pave the way to new adventures, new locations, and new threats. Last year, we announced our next Star System would be Nyx, home to the People's Alliance of Levki and bordering the Vandal threat.
Ooh.
Today, we're proud to share that your adventures in Nyx begin not next year, but next month.
Oh,
Star
yes!
Citizen's third system comes online in Alpha 4.
Oh, yes! Sorry.
2 new systems in 1 year.
You guys like super
Only
behind,
possible
like
because of the tireless work of our development teams.
Yeah,
Server
you
meshing
must be like
accelerating
30
what's
seconds
possible.
behind. The Twitch
Support
live stream
we
is like
behind the
really up
scenes.
to date.
and most
Yeah, we're
importantly,
using
all
the
of you.
sync
Now, I do
to-
miss that we're not all together under one roof this year, but in many ways, we're more connected than ever. Across the globe, many of you are gathering at watch parties, 9 of them with our developers in attendance, and countless others springing up in communities everywhere, and all happening simultaneously today. So even if we're separated by oceans and continents, we're bound together by the same passion for space, for discovery, and for this incredible universe we're building together. Whether you're at home or alongside your crew at a watch party, grab a drink, sit back, and let us take you inside our up-and-coming plans for the next year of Star Citizen.
Wow.
Oh.
That was the garden.
That was the... Yeah.
With the foundational technology now in place, the content development of the game is no longer restricted, allowing us to forge ahead with building out our first 5 star systems. Nyx will see the much-loved Levki landing zone added back to the verse, while also bringing you one of its most iconic landmarks, the Glacium Belt. Here, you'll experience a new combined arms operation that will introduce new factions and new adventures for you to discover. With this edition of our 3rd star system, we're also going to do something that's at the heart of the entire Star Citizen experience, and that is to build it right in front of you. As we have done this year, with the addition of several major locations, such as the Hathor facility or the Lazarus complex, we will continue to unveil new Nyx content throughout the year. It's a slightly different approach to how we deliver Pyro, but we feel this gets the content into your hands sooner and shows our intent as we continue our march towards 1.0. I'm so incredibly proud of the work our teams have done and are continuing to do, and we're excited to have you on this next step of our journey. And as with any journey in Star Citizen, that begins with a little story.
You guys see Paladin earlier?
Yes, it flew across the screen for a split second.
Yeah.
I was busy taking shots.
In 2025, we introduced two major storylines
You get
spanning
makeup.
multiple patches, creating a living backbone for adventure across the universe. The first was Pyro Must Burn.
He's getting younger
It
than
connected
last year.
Stanton to Pyro and introduced the Frontier Fighters, who are relentless, brutal, and determined to wipe out any threats that cross them. And with this month's release, you'll now take part in the conclusion to that storyline. The second was Science Run Amok, with the Regen Crisis throwing the Empire into chaos, and you all jumping in to help the various corporations respond. Through that journey, we pulled back the curtain on ASD and its shady practices, uncovering long-forgotten Onyx facilities, and met new characters like Dr. Logan Yorit and Detective Arkham Meller of the Hokro Agency. And just like the Pyro Must Burn storyline carried us into a new system, Science Run Amok is now setting the stage for Nyx, the next step in the larger story we're telling on the road to 1.0. As this new chapter of Star Citizen begins, let's hear from just a few of the team members working to bring this next era of our universe to life.
Okay, this is
When the
Nyx.
Nyx system was first discovered,
Wow.
the United Empire of Earth, the UEE, came out and did scans and kind of found out that the system wasn't really worth settling.
They
The planets
better
were
make
too
the
hard to
ship
terraform,
scanning
the
system
resources
work.
were too tough to get, so they opened it up. And one company saw opportunity where the UE didn't, QV Planet Services. And so they expanded into the system and tried to mine as much as they could, making a very slim margin by the sheer quantity of resources they were pulling out.
The system itself sort of ran its course from sort of a large corporate interest perspective, and then was mostly left abandoned.
Now this ended up being the ideal situation for the People's Alliance, who were a group of revolutionaries who were trying to overthrow the dictatorship of the Messer regime that was going on in the Empire at the time.
So they went to the Nyx system and established what became known as Levki. They wanted to make it everything that the UEE wasn't at this time.
They set up what they saw as their ideal society, where everyone's voices would be heard, where everyone would be equal. But they've fallen onto hard times. So Nyx today is kind of at an interesting point in its history. Now that the UEE has kind of transformed itself into a democratic society, what is their role? What are the People's Alliance rebelling against? And they still see the Empire as being inherently unfair. They see their role as still trying to create a free and fair society. But on the other hand, they have more problems than ever, and there's new threats lurking around every corner. And they have to ask, are they prepared to handle that? Or do they need to turn to the UEE for help?
Making a star system.
Making a star system is you approach it from kind of two angles in a weird way. What is this system bringing to the gallery? How does this new system plug into it, and what does it bring to the table from a sort of a flavor experience? We want to make sure that whatever it's bringing to the company is unique and has some flair to it.
So the Nyx system is a remote system where people want to go and live free outside of the pressure and influence of the UEE. It's a remote and rugged system.
I'm not even going to say anything.
A lot of hostility coming from the ever-present threat of Vandal.
It's kind of like a frontier-esque thing. It's not lawless like Pyro, it's just kind of out there. Pyro's more like a Mad Max wasteland, and Nyx is more like Silverado or like Deadwood, right? It's kind of like a smaller scope.
The emptiness and the loneliness is the defining factor. You're still going to find gangs, you're still going to find hostile presences, but it's where people go if they want to live off the grid.
The People's Alliance is the main peacekeeping force in Nyx.
They were unhappy with the direction that the Empire was going under the Messers. They got out. They said, we're just going to start from scratch, build our own society, but build it the way that we think it needs to be built.
They're not perfect. They're just people, but they're doing their best. They want to help keep Nyx safe and make it prosper.
They are trying to do the best that they can, but are faced with the realities of dealing with people, which is tricky.
The Pyrostar is quite a warm star.
Yeah, the star.
Stanton star is quite neutral. And the Nyx is a little bit cooler.
Cool star.
The system has its star, and it has this dark, really, really dense gas, sort of nebulous cloud. And it has points of light scattered around it, and those points of light in this gas cloud is really, really hazy. So because Nyx is bordering Vandal space, it was important that we have a gap in the Nyx gas cloud where you could sort of just, in between the clouds, see a piece of the Vandal space.
Ooh.
It feels so close that it's even like protruding some red light. The level designers are using it as an actual visual indicator of where to place more dangerous POIs. So if you point your ship in the direction of it, you should find, as we build it out, that you will be in more and more danger. And I think that's really cool. To give more atmosphere, I was testing out adding some sort of space snowflakes, essentially. So when you look towards the sun, you can sort of see that sort of like sparkle. But then when you look away from the sun, you'll see the reflections and sort of like little glints of light.
Space dust. Space.
For the jump points in Nyx, we'll have 2 on this release. We'll have 1 from Pyro to Nyx and 1 from Stanton to Nyx.
Oh.
It should be going from Nyx to Castra, but we're essentially bypassing Castra temporarily.
Hey, we want to make sure you can get there any way you want.
That's cool. Adding from
Glacian Belt is a huge asteroid belt that is in sort of the middle of the system.
Kind of.
The Glacian Belt is a combination of a bunch of technologies that we already had. The asteroid fields we use for planetary rings and the gas clouds. And it's combining them to make something completely new that we've just not seen before.
It's full of resources that are still left unharvested because it's kind of a tricky spot for mining. It's not the easiest place to go, but that means that there's still a lot of opportunity for independent miners to go out there.
So the rocks in Nyx
can you
are
crack
a bit
this
more
big
sharp,
rock?
Like
What's
sort
it
of
called?
like icy look.
That's ridiculous.
I think Slicer can.
Cliff-like, very different from those in the Pyro and the Stanton.
Orion
One of the big differences too is all of that extra
Orion,
metal movement that just adds a little bit of extra flair.
It's also a good hiding spot for people who are trying to elude capture, maybe set up ambushes, that type of stuff.
I hope this is a mining territory, mining
Always
paradise.
feel way more interesting flying in those spaces than just, through empty void.
And as we build out the Glacian Belt over the next year, lots of places to put new content.
Delamar is a very large asteroid in the Glacian Belt that QV Planet Services had built a mining base on that got taken over by the People's Alliance and renamed Levki.
Levki is our first and biggest social outpost for Nyx.
It's kind of like the place where you stop before you do your panning. So it's kind of a San Francisco before you go out to the gold rush.
It's going to be the central hub for trade and hauling and all of the commerce within Nyx and also from Nyx to other systems. But it does have a CD underlayer to it.
Over the years, you're sort of improving the generation method of those asteroids to culminate towards this specific point to make large, explorable location. When you fly towards the Levki, you see this huge gas ring around it, scattered small, mid-sized pieces of the asteroids.
Well, Levki is immediately apparently unique by the fact that it's a facility clamped onto the side of an asteroid. The breathtaking views of looking into the belt instantly gives it a unique charm and flavor.
As you approach, you'll initially see a very dramatic borehole that goes all the way through the asteroid. you'll also see growing out from there and alongside Levki, there will be landing pads along what I'd call the spine. Lots of industrial pipes and transport systems to bring out the refined mining materials when it was a mining station.
I think the whole server is going to be there.
We were using an actual planet, so we had all of the space available to place all of these structures. But now it kind of meant that we had to create an asteroid which has the appropriate size to...
If we took the whole shot of the asteroid, you will see that there is an area to fly underneath.
Awesome. Yeah.
We plan on bringing in hull C gameplay, so this is exterior cargo elevators, so as a team you will be able to load and unload cargo.
This one is already
There's a lot
in
more
testing in the
movement on the
PTU.
exterior, such as the
elevator.
cargo trains going around tracks. It's now going to be fully EVA-able. There will be walkways around the main landing zone to walk on using gravity plates, but you can drift off and kind of go wherever you want.
Swim. Hopefully this is Armistice Zone.
The whole place, which is great.
It has to be, right? Armistice Zone.
It has to. It has to.
Yeah.
Unlike the majority of anarchists living in Pyro,
yeah,
there are people here in Nyx that care.
It's not a downtrodden or derelict, dilapidated location. It has a sense of order.
But only where the People's Alliance has people living.
We've had Levki before, and we've updated it quite substantially to be more in line with the newer features that have been put in since, but also visually, and there's been a lot of quality of life fixes that we've wanted to add and bring up to like a good standard for a landing zone.
Gracing the main lobby of Levki is a large statue of Anthony Tanaka, who was a child worker.
And was being worked to death, all of them were. And Anthony Tanaka just had a break and just said no, and stood up against the foremen, the supervisors, the managers, the guards, and was killed for it. And so he became a sort of a figurehead.
And kind of was one of the linchpin moments in seeing the fall of the Messer regime.
Wow. Some story in that. That's good.
So if you take the elevator up to the top deck, you'll see the top view and the cargo area as well. So you can go through the cargo shop. You've got your normal kind of cargo needs. You'll have ability to trade and buy your tractor beam and other gear that you need. So if you were to die in the Nyx system, then one of the places you might come out from is the hospital in Levki, which is called the Mercy Hospital.
So Mercy Hospital is just basically, it's a local med station for all the residents of Levki, anybody traveling through the system. Again, they're trying to provide as good medical help for people as they can.
When you arrive at the HAB's location, you'll be presented with a lobby, elevator bank, and then you will take that transit to the HAB room. So within that room will be pods.
And that's where the original miners would have lived. They're not the nicest, and they're a bit messy, but they're a home for people in Levki. If you head down to the lower view deck, you'll go through into the Grand Barter, which is your main social and commercial area of Levki.
This is where you will see market sellers selling their wares. There will be stalls, there will be kind of more embedded shops.
And that includes things like Corderies, which is your armor shop, and also conscientious objects, which is for weapons. There's also one of my favorite places, Cafe Musée, which is where you can go down into some of the more rocky depths and grab yourself a drink, and you never know who you meet down there. If you explore a bit more around the Grand Barter, there's other routes around and little side passages. There's another shop that's away from that area called Teachers.
Teach's Ship Shop is basically where you would go if you were looking to pick up a used ship, buy some ship parts, fix up your old ship, find some new stuff, sell some scrap.
We've closed up Dumpers Depot for Levki, and everything that used to be sold there will now be sold at Teachers. Another new area, as well as the cargo shop that we've added, is a refinery deck for Levki. That's where you can take your processed goods, not just from Levki, but from the rest of the Nix system, and refine and sell those goods there.
Cool.
As a lot of the content in the next coming releases for Nix is going to be mining related. So it's super important that Levki is a really nice hub for mining type of gameplay. So we're really happy to bring Levki back into the game. It's been gone for quite a few years now.
I think it really provided a unique environment of it's run down, but the people who live there love it and are working their hardest to make it a great place to live.
This is a location that has a lot of nostalgia for you guys, and we don't want this just to be a re-release. We do want you to go, wow.
It's not going to be as complete as Pyro was when it first came out, but it's going to be our first iteration, and you're going to be able to see it grow as we work on it.
Like with everything, we're always learning and improving and finding new ways.
I mean, is there anything more Star Citizen than just building the system while the players watch us build it around them?
It's going to add a nice dynamic to Stanton and be a much more calming style system than Pyro.
The people that would have played it before are going to love to see this come back, and the people that haven't seen it before, it's going to be a great new location.
This is the first time that I'm going to be able to touch stuff and kind of bring my own content to the game, and that's really exciting to me.
Levki coming back into the game is a huge milestone personally for me. So I worked on the original quite some time ago, so seeing it come back and updated and improved and better is fantastic.
Cool. Something wicked. The Vendeus. It's waiting for them to talk about Vendeus.
So we've talked about Levki, we've talked about the Glacian Belt, but you're probably asking yourself,
they're gonna do
what's the new gameplay activity we're going to be doing?
Oh, yeah.
So let's find out.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nix is your first experience in a new space station in a new solar system.
It's a mystery to be solved. There's things for the player to explore and look into. There's going to be some twists and turns, of course, some combat, and if you're lucky enough to survive, maybe some good rewards.
This is basically a continuation of kind of our ASD storyline. So in the closing out what we had called our Science Run Amok storyline, we had revealed that ASD had been procuring sort of very black market illegal stuff in order to conduct their experiments. So this mission is basically going to be continuing on that trail.
So the Navy has learned that illegal tech is being sold in the UAE, and they're hiring Intersect to investigate. Intersect Defense Solutions is the leading military defense contractor in the UAE. So the Navy contracts with them a lot for doing various kind of military operations that they don't want to handle themselves. We didn't want players to be working directly for the Navy. The Navy just doesn't call up random citizens and ask like, hey, if you're free, can you fly a helicopter? I guess as a player, when you can think about like, oh, where am I going to be doing missions that are capital ship battles or large fleet scale stuff or military operations, that's all going to come from Intersect Defense Solutions. Intersect have discovered the source of illegal tech is in the Nix system and an old abandoned QV Planet Services logistics station that's come back online.
So they want the players to figure out what's going on.
Quantum boost.
Give us the quantum travel.
So when you come out of quantum and you start your approach vector to the objective, you'll be weaving through asteroids, going through the Glacian Belt, and slowly the station will reveal itself. Now this is an old QV logistics station. It's pretty beat up, it's pretty derelict, but there's some points of interest that you'll spot as you go through.
That's Megumi
So the
refueling.
station itself shares
like
design cues from old Pan Am stations found in Pyro. This architectural design found its way over to the Nix system as the system was being established, but you'll also see some additional design cues that QV Planetary services were adding, so it's a nice transition architectural point. It's fairly skeletal in design. You'll see logistics yards and cargo yards, but also facilities pinned inside the asteroid creating this network of facilities. You'll notice there's a Polaris near the main hub. It's not a normal Polaris. It's damaged, it's broken. It's not a standard corporate
Polaris variant.
So at this point, you should be asking yourself, who does this belong to? Away from the Polaris, you'll see struts leading to asteroid bases. Now, these asteroid bases are locked, so you don't know exactly what's inside just yet. But all of this comes together to form the playground for the mission to take place. So not only is this facility unabandoned, but it's also under attack from a surprising but familiar foe.
Give us the Vandus. Stinger!
Oh shit, look at that!
Oh, the Stinger is here!
Hell yeah.
Oh!
Nice. That looks so good.
Oh, they removed the top turret. Oh,
kind of blade.
Dead boats. Or line. What's the other laser?
Blade, isn't it?
Stinger.
For the first time in the PU, the Vandal.
Uh-oh.
Stinger and a glaive.
Not the Guardian MX.
So the Vandal are a nomadic, very, very violent spacefaring race.
Oh!
They've been striking out
That's
against
the blade.
outposts and such in the Nyx system. They don't really know what they want, don't know why they're doing it, but it seems like whoever's running the station is really pissed them off.
Vandal raiding parties have been arriving in the system. And
They know how to
unaffiliated
quantum
to
boost
any
as well?
clan, the small groups coming in and picking them up. But as time goes on,
great.
those
The Vandal grief miners too.
Oh no, they're griefers.
They'll be the size
Yeah,
that you're
look,
familiar
anybody
with.
who targets cargo
Blades
bobs
and
or mining
blades
bobs
that, we all know
can't
hate,
be a bad guy in my
and a new
opinion.
craft for the Vandal Stinger.
You see the Stinger? They removed the top turret. Oh, but what's the gun they use? The one you like?
Be contacted by some
like the
civilians
Wasp
on
or
arrival
the-
asking you for help.
The laser.
So at this point, you have a choice. You can either bug out, mission over,
Wit,
or
Wasp,
join
and
the fight.
Stinger, I think they... No, it's not a Stinger.
This will be the first
I can't
time
remember
since
what
the
the,
PU launch
Vandal
that you'll be able
was.
to fight against Vandal aggressor
Yeah,
ships.
This fight will be intense.
They're redoing
Player
the blade.
Should be able to deal with them.
I don't
but,
think so.
They will have
The
to
blade
be
is-
prepared and they'll have to come back in to fight off this initial wave, and that won't be the end of it.
Hammerhead's there too.
After you fight off the Vandal ships, the mysterious inhabitants of the station invite you to come on board.
Which Insect sort of will encourage you to do because it'll help further their investigation against what's happening here, why these QV stations have come back online.
You dock your ship, you board the station, and it turns
Not a
out
scratch.
the inhabitants here have a real surprise for you.
Oh,
The player will be immediately
look
ambushed.
at that
These
armor. Look at-
guys
yeah,
are
look at
not
that
your
armor.
Friends.
Of course, it's not going to be easy because the people that are inhabiting the station are going to fight you every step of the way.
The fight will be challenging, but this definitely will be the warm-up phase of this mission. This will be the players getting a sense of what exactly is going on there, who these new people are. They'll be in unfamiliar armor. They'll be wielding unfamiliar weapons. And we want you to get a sense that you are in a new place, in a new territory, fighting a new faction.
So after you survive this initial ambush, you get back in touch with Intersec, and obviously the question is, who are these people?
Shadowblade.
Why are they attacking? Why are the Vandal attacking them?
At this point, there's more going on here than anyone thought. The directive from Intersect is to explore the station and collect as much information as you possibly can.
Along the way, you're going to get to explore some new areas.
It's not just the space station. There's the disabled capital ship. There's asteroid bases nearby with obvious installations there.
Vandal
other
boarding
forces
craft.
that the Vandal have been attacking. There's a debris field.
Explore the locations in any order you want and try to find out who these people are and why the Vandal are after them.
You'll find new clues. You'll find ways to solve the puzzle of what's going on at the space station and find out what kind of loot they have for you now that you've beat them.
And of course, this is a legally open station, so anything you find is yours to keep and sell, maybe even give to Wicklow.
Oh, no Wicklow.
No!
This is
Oh,
a
Wicklow.
No
kind
more
of
Wicklow.
sort of mission that we're going to be adding to the game.
You can go back and repeat this mission and find ways to do it even better, even faster.
There'll be a different story and different flavor. Obviously, we can't have the same thing happen every time. There'll be other missions that Intersect will offer to you based on the evidence that you found.
Now you know the real story, and you can start digging and giving more information to Intersect along the way.
Stinger! Give us the stinger! You see that gun, Hobo? What's that gun? I forgot the name.
I'm super
Those are
excited.
light strikes.
To see the
Oh, light strikes, okay.
No,
I'm excited to bring.
They're not light strikes.
cool
Light strikes
FanDuel ship
are
combat SC.
Players in the PU
what
will
we
now
call-
get to face down
They
these
look
awesome
like light
ships
strikes.
These terror
and
event-
get a
light strikes
taste
are terror event.
of like we already have it in Arena Commander where you get to fight the Vandal Swarm, and being able to do that in the PU is going to be, I think, a heck of a lot of fun.
I think it's a light strike, yeah.
So this marks a great milestone for us for not only pushing hard and adding great content this year, we're also being able to introduce the next star system and introducing the next landscape to tell new stories and add new gameplay beats into the ever-expanding universe. So we'll leave 4.4 there. If you're at one of the watch parties, please raise a toast to the great work that all the teams have been doing this year. And I'll be right back in just a few minutes to look ahead at some of the things coming in 2026.
I know the smaller, like the size 2s are...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voyager Bar in beautiful, scenic Orison, where the staff of Cloud Imperium Games Manchester is gathered for their very own CitizenCon Direct watch party. As the dozens of such events happening at locations around the world, we've gathered today to watch this sneak peek at just a little of what the next year of Star Citizen has in store for everyone.
29.6.
Oh, that was really good, everybody. I'm Jared Huckabee, your host for the festivities and for the show today. And let me tell you, it's not a joke. It's not a gag. Next week, we're hitting our 9th patch in 10 months. And then in November, we're going to finish out the year strong with the long-awaited arrival of the Nix system. And in case you missed it because you were chatting with friends, hi. It's not the lawless wasteland of Pyro many folks have been speculating, but an independent system with its own set of rules and laws and multiple ways to get there. It's an exciting time for everyone at Cloud Imperium Games because, as the architects of our persistent universe said at the start of the show, the foundational tech that we've been building for so many years has now unlocked us to bring more to Star Citizen than ever before as we continue our journey towards 1.0. Now, before we continue with the show, let's get a few housekeeping tasks out of the way. First, we're simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want the keen communities of Twitch or the 4K ultra high resolution of YouTube, you have your choice. Second, throughout the broadcast today, we want to see and hear what you have to say along the way, and you can tell us on social media by using hashtag CitizenCon. We're especially interested to see any photos from those watch parties that are happening across the globe, and we're going to find some way to bring a few of them into the broadcast later in the program. Third, we've also had a CitizenCon contest going for people to create their very own slice of life in the PU videos, and we played the winning entries during our pre-show countdown. The offerings were super varied. The idea was to work with a team to show the life of a miner or a hauler or a bounty hunter or whatever. But one guy just said, I'm going to make a video about how awesome I am. And I respect that. So shout out Nocturnal Revenant. I don't remember if you were one of the winners getting an L21 Wolf from Kruger for their efforts, but you won the coveted Disco Lando Complete Narcissist Award. Good job. And to all the winners, I'm sure someone will either be in touch with you about your wolves or they'll just show up on your accounts. I really don't know how that process works. Probably would have been good to find out before the show, huh? He's so afraid. Either way, if you missed the pre-show and are curious if you won, you can check the replay after we're done here today. All right. I just realized that my bosses, Chris and Sandy, are sitting in a movie theater watch party in Switzerland right now. A completely captive audience. So real behind the scenes here. This is especially torturous for Chris right now because he's super excited about the next segment we've got coming up. Aren't you, Chris?
Ship sales?
And you're just sat there right now, forced to watch and listen to anything I say.
Ship sales?
Either of you regret that decision
more
so long
excited
ago?
than anything.
All right, so I've probably pushed my luck enough. Let's get to the next thing. When Nix arrives next month, it'll have Levki, the Glacium Belt, and the new Welcome to Nix operation we just discussed. But throughout 2026, we'll also continue to build the star system out with new features and new technologies that will not only set Nyx apart and give it a unique identity from its sibling star systems, but continue to set Star Citizen apart from other video games altogether. Now, at this point, if you're running one of the watch parties, you're going to want to crank your speakers up for some brand new music from the maestro Pedro himself. And let's take a look at some of what the next year has to offer for the Nyx system.
Pedro the best.
At Cloud Imperium Games, we believe art inspires the best technology. And through the development of that technology, it pushes us to create even better art. When Genesis comes to the persistent universe starting next year, it will change how you experience every world. And not just in the building of the new planets for the Nyx system. We will also go back through Stanton and Pyro and reimagine them through the lens of our technology. Previously, and more traditionally, we'd create slices of biomes, like deserts or forests. This approach moved us forwards and got us this far, but solving the scale was always tricky. And for Star Citizen, we like to do scale on another level. Issues like seeing tiling from our height maps from high altitude, or the unpredictable blending when two biomes connected, were common. But ultimately, things just never felt right. Our worlds were gorgeous, but to us, they still sometimes felt like interpretations. Now, this was a super hard problem, which we needed to solve at the scale for Star Citizen requires. We challenged ourselves to emulate nature in the most believable way, and not just on a planetary scale, but to our level of detail. With Genesis, we've made a complete paradigm shift to how we do things.
Wow, that's
Biomes are now
pretty.
created based on the physical data sets.
Wow.
Holy.
With the assets being spawned whenever and wherever the correct criteria is found. So when you see a forest or a meadow, it's no longer because an artist painstakingly crafted it there. It's now because it simply wants to be there.
It was like Flight Simulator.
It fits inside our walls. Genesis also ties into our other gameplay systems. Our new planets are built from the information we create for our different datasets, like height maps, humidity, temperature, soil types, soil amounts, geology erosion data, to name but a few. This means you can now tell where to find valuable minerals as the geology looks like it would be suitable for it.
Look at all those rocks.
Where scree piles exist below sheer cliff faces.
Look like Mars.
And where rocks have broken off over time due to erosion. Of course, these new tools still give us the ability to direct the look and feel we want.
Xenobiology, I hope we can.
From the tallest mountain to the smallest flower is still core DNA.
Wow.
With Genesis, we can now keep that detail-orientated mindset as we focus on the
I can't wait to go around this in like 2 FPS.
It provides the quantity.
Don't be so negative.
Genesis provides
hey, I was being
planets
positive.
with the ultimate sense of exploration and adventure. Discovery in the purest emotional form. We want you to find that perfect place with the planets providing an abundant resource to harvest. This is a major part of what exploration is for us.
Yes!
We want
Give
that
us
feeling of
exploration
finding a corner of the universe that you'll fall in love with, and where you want to settle down and build your home.
He said build your home.
Now I'm going to hand you over to Will to go deeper into what we have built.
Wow, that's
that
so
allows
good.
Genesis
Base
to
building's
realize
coming soon.
our vision. As a reminder, some of the visuals you'll see will evolve and change as we continue our technological development and hone in on the final look for Nyx.
Thanks, Ian.
That's
So, in
quite
case it's not
gorgeous.
already clear, Genesis is our name for a group of technologies that are improving our ability to build worlds, refining those that we've already created, and ultimately expanding our persistent universe to the scale and quality that we all expect. I work on Planet Tech, so let's talk about how that's continued to evolve since our presentation last year. And instead of just highlighting some really cool biomes that we can create, let's go ahead and show how all this work applies to the upcoming planets of Nyx. So there are 3 planets in Nyx. Nyx 3 is a gas giant, and I think it's blue. It's not going to surface. I don't really know. Nyx 2 is a yellow, toxic. It's got like this high pressure atmosphere, and it's like a very volatile planet with high risk reward gameplay.
Can't wait to die in
It's
there.
going to have some really interesting biomes for you to discover, but for now, just know it's going to be dangerous, because today we're going to focus on what we consider to be the hero planet of this system.
Looks like Bloom.
Nyx 1 has got a rugged, remote beauty. It's got a diverse set of biomes, from weathered rocky mountain ranges to vast sweeping forests and grasslands,
What they just
and
showed
from
us.
damp, expansive wetlands to
that's
claustrophobic, festering swamps.
Get this next month?
These core biome concepts
next
give
month.
us a fantastic
Holy
platform
shit.
to hone our technology. In some cases, because the current tech couldn't do them at all, or because we want to completely step up our game for them.
James, you're gonna test that earlier than all of us.
Let's approach this
Really
planet
evil.
in much the same way that you, the player, will, from orbit.
I love
The
that.
orbit appearance of the planets going forward is far more tied to what is present on the surface. Previously, we had different data that drove the
Serious.
orbital and
Sounds
ground
cool.
coloring. That's because the orbit was designed to look like vegetation that we'd place on the surface, and the ground coloring was trying to be a mix of soil, rock, and the organic compound coloring that forms the kind of colors there. Now we author much more of the data in a unified way. When you look at Earth, you see blues and greens for ocean and vegetation, and brown or yellowy tones for sand and soil. We wanted to keep it as simple as that. The same set of textures and data that define the color of the soil, sand, and rock on the ground are used to create the orbital look. We then assess the presence of vegetation and competition between different species on each part of the planet, and use that to blend in tones of green, including variations due to species health and the current season. This creates a far more complete image and allows you to identify features, geologies, and potential points of interest all the way from space. Let's go down to the surface and start with something closer to what you're used to, but in a whole new light. When we approached the surface of the planet, we wanted to start by focusing on just the soil and rock. One of the things that was missing from our terrain previously was simply feature complexity. Looking at our contemporaries, we lacked detail at the ground scale. To combat this, we've added a new layer of data. That layer is called the medium tiles. These are intelligently placed on top of the existing 4-kilometer terrain tiles based on slope, soil type, and other erosion data. And these medium tiles don't just create height changes, they also bring in local erosion data both for soil and bedrock size values. And this gives us a whole new level of terrain detail, of scale, and allows us to create far more unique locations across the planet. So now that we've nailed the surface, let's have a look at adding some rocks. We've now got 2 major contributors to the rock content of our planets. Firstly, long desired feature, cliffs. We are adding large scale, very detailed to all our cliffs based on the geology at a given location. This adds an exciting new dimension to steep slopes that we simply couldn't get before. The second is a big one for you ground vehicle enthusiasts. Rocks are now found not scattered everywhere, like spilled popcorn at the cinema,
Oh,
but
finally.
only in places you'd expect to find them, thanks to a brand new rock scattering algorithm that isn't annoying as hell. Using physical data generated for
looks
each
like a lot of
large
rocks.
and medium tile,
Yeah.
now rock distribution makes sense and has a physical
Well,
basis.
that makes sense, right? The foot of the mountain.
So if you're still crashing
Yeah.
into them, after this comes out,
It get even
that's
harder
on
to
you.
drive vehicles on the ground.
Yeah.
The rock assets themselves have had a glow up too. We now create rock sets related to a
Freaking
particular
nugget.
geology
That's so
that look like they
cool.
originated from the same source. And this ties into how we'll be distributing minables in much more interesting ways too.
Like a paradise planet.
Yeah.
So now that
Arcadia.
our base terrain and rock scattering looks good, let's add some vegetations and explore some additional biomes.
Once the players get to
Next
it.
one's forests
God,
and
that's so
grasslands
beautiful.
are
Holy
full of
crap.
trees.
I hope this
various
is
grass
coming next month.
species,
What they're
rock
showing.
formations.
But it's probably next year.
I hope so.
And they're found in all sorts of elevations, like mountain valleys, open plains, and dense meadows. And when we start to add a bit of fresh water, they begin transitioning
You forgot what's
into
that?
more wetland-type biomes. And while forests are super cool, let's focus on the grasslands and wetlands today. So, how are we making these look so great? Obviously, we've had grass before, but never meadows of it. Because until now, we haven't been able to spawn grass in large enough quantities or effectively represented at distance. So we're stepping up our game in terms of spawning, shaping, and shading grass. With Genesis, we now leverage GPU spawning to create vast quantities of assets across all biomes, whether it be dense meadows or more complex collections of ground cover like you can see in these wetlands. We are also able to fit our grass tiles to the ground by conforming them to the unique terrain underneath. Now we can finally cover complex terrain shapes with grass and ground cover assets, and as a result they are now gravity aligned, meaning each blade is oriented as you'd expect and not sticking out like before.
That's it.
My God.
Next, let's take a look at how we light our grass. Now, as in real life, the shading of a grass blade, or indeed a whole field of grass, is lit very differently to like a flat surface. We now use a solution that shades meadows of grass far more like fur or hair. And this, if you think about it, makes sense. At a distance, a field of grass is far more like a carpet or cloth than a flat surface. This improves how our grass looks from a near perspective, as well as bringing us nicely into how we're solving the distant representation of grass. So let's talk about the distance problem. One of our biggest achievements with Genesis is allowing us to build beautiful biomes out of flora and geology assets like a building set. Can I say Lego?
No.
Too
Yeah,
late.
stunning.
But in the past, this broke down very quickly when objects simply disappeared when viewing the same biome from 10, 20, 100 kilometers away. Because we don't hide planetary transitions and allow you to view complex regions from very large distances, there are almost infinite perspectives from which you can see a location in Star Citizen. So, how can we afford to evaluate complex spawning logic at runtime for the entire swathes of the planet? Enter the virtual terrain. Virtual terrain, or VT for short, is how we now cache and represent our terrain at varying scales. This has been the enabler for all of the lovely advances in terrain complexity and asset spawning we've shown so far. And it's also how we now evaluate and represent vegetation from a distance.
It's nice, the draw distance.
When creating the VT for each part of the terrain, we assess if vegetation has covered the ground, and if so, what shading should be applied. For all of our biomes, we're now able to use the same shading model for the distant representation as the close-up asset, whether that's our lovely rolling hills, some more dramatic rockscapes, those muggy wetlands,
we need
or
boats.
even our festering swamps.
We need to be able to swim.
Yeah, we need boats, really.
So yeah, we didn't
Hey,
forget
we'll
about
be
the
getting
swamps,
boats with,
and they're
Squadron
coming to
42.
next one as well.
People will buy the
Built
boats.
using the
tell
lessons
you.
learned and all the technologies we've developed, these
And
swamps now
sea
spring into
creatures.
existence from the planetary data. This biome combines all of the elements from the other biomes we've shown you today, from water interaction, denser spawning, unique ground coverage, And I think it creates something really unique.
Is that in the background?
Yeah, I don't know what's that.
Is that a giant sandworm?
It's dead.
like a crane.
Kind of reminds me of the javelin wag.
Probably
Carcass
just
of some sort.
a giant tree.
Carcass.
Anyway, that's our update on the Planet Tech portion of Genesis and how we're using it right now to sculpt the identity of Nix1. And I hope you're as excited as we are to explore this and everything we haven't shared yet next year.
Okay, for next year. It's coming, close.
As you can see, Genesis is now inspiring
But next
everyone
one's
here
gonna
to
look like
create
this year.
planets of the quality and believability we've always strived for.
This one's gonna be T0.
And meeting
Yeah,
the technology
right.
and art that I truly believe will set our worlds apart from anything we've done before. And with that said, let's move on to a little travel between systems, literally.
Oh, I'll see.
Please give us new quantum.
Up until now,
Yes.
our mission system has been specific to the star system you're in, meaning a Stanton mission
Origin
has to take
ships,
place
boats.
in the Stanton system, and a Pyro mission has to take place there. We've never been able to link these together, but with the introduction of our third star system, it's time for this to change. And that begins with the introduction of interstellar cargo.
What are you talking about today?
System-to-system hauling missions.
Yeah.
Hauling is back.
Let's do it.
George said hauling was gone. SC hauling. Yay.
It's Dr. Jorrit.
These are exactly
so
what they say
excited.
on the tin. Missions where you're going to start in, say, Stanton.
Or
and
do a
end in
cube
Nix,
hauling division.
Taking various volumes of cargo between the stations. So there'll be high volumes of cargo that kind
We
of
already
fulfill
have
the
that.
purpose for the Hull C and the other series.
We're gonna do a dedicated one.
And there'll be a few sort of more
dedicated Bob
direct
division.
routes.
Cargo
So
Bob
you might
division.
pick up some cargo from Ruin Station in Pyro and go through the jump point to Stanton and drop it off there at one of the Elios.
So if you've never sort of experienced
Wait,
the
was
jump
that guy
point
using a
or
max
going
lift
through
to
it, these
load the
missions will
whole scene?
require you to.
The enhanced gameplay.
They're no way limited. You can do them in any sort of ship you want. Any
You didn't
size
think
of
you were
ship.
keeping your
I'll be doing them
auto-loading
in my
forever,
Draco
did you?
jet myself, between
It was
Stanton
a
and Nix.
placeholder.
No, I'm confused because there's.
I've got a
tractor
few
beams
ships,
on
but the
whole
Draco
sea.
is really cute, so.
No idea.
One thing that we're looking to add with these interstellar missions
They couldn't be
is
asked to
certain
fix
combat
not being able
encounters
to
where you
rotate
can be
things with
attacked
vehicle
by
tractor
NPC
beams.
ships. Maybe the mission giver has tipped off some pirates who are looking to get a hold of that cargo.
A bit close.
As well as express missions,
Pirate?
which means
A
the
cutter?
deadline timers that
Piracy?
you're used to in the regular
Piracy
hauling missions
mentioned?
might get really tight, and you've got to learn to be very fast. All of the love and care that has gone into hauling missions so far, with the logistical network and making sure they make sense within the themes of the systems, just as much love has gone into the interstellar missions we're making now.
At the start of the show, we said we were going to
Fantastic, so all
build
the
out the
missions
Nix
are gonna be
system
buggy
right in
at
front of
launch.
you
Got it.
after 4.4 launches next month, and why we want to keep as much of what we're doing behind closed doors.
They're already
so
buggy
you can
with the Hull
discover
C
it for
anyway.
yourself, in-game and on your own. We still are excited to share with you a brief look at one of our up-and-coming locations we're calling Rockcracker.
Rock Cracker? Didn't hear. What system is this?
Okay, so Rockcracker, Jared, is our internal
Nix, I
name.
think.
Rock cracker is where you have to crack a rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Great.
You want more?
Mind is
So
blown.
way out into
Mind
the
blowing.
Kika belt, you'll find these old QV breaker stations.
You know, I know
These
we were
originally
joking about breaking like
industrial
interstellar rocks
facilities,
with
breaking
Gollum.
apart large asteroids and
But is that
mining
really
them
what we have to
down.
do?
But since they've been mothballed and been left abandoned,
Yeah.
so you're going to have to find your way inside and thinking about how do we bring this facility
It's more like a
back
mission.
to life.
Wait,
This is a line in
Not
mine
just about
B2.
flipping a switch.
This,
As you
Yeah.
bring these stations
in
back
space.
to life, you'll be
Well,
lighting
now.
a beacon
Yeah.
and
Okay.
calling attention. to
Just
these
give me the
long-forgotten
Orion,
places.
please. I beg you,
Yeah, I was
CIG.
gonna
That's
say.
my only industry ship. Just give me the Orion.
One of the main features is the laser head, which will require certain things to
Holy.
get working. It's up to you and your friends to find how to get in,
There'll be a variety of options. Whether you're discovering the bowels of the station and mining your way through long-forgotten tunnels, or you're going through the main laser entrance.
Laserhead.
Now, as you're traversing through the facility, you'll find the old engine room. Now, there may be ways to bring the facility back to life, kickstart the engines, and bring power to different parts of the facility. Maybe eventually bringing the laser back online and cracking some rocks.
The secondary gameplay loop is FPS combat. You're not there by yourself.
There may be squatters and outlaws in these stations trying to stop you from what you want to do.
It's also going to be a PvP event. It's likely to be a lion mine. Yeah. Most likely going to be PvP with NPCs. Yeah.
So you've found these old facilities. You've brought them back to life. You've systematically brought power to various functions of the facility. You've activated the laser. You've fired the laser.
I'm at blades.
You've broken apart the rock. And then you'll be able to fly your ship inside and see what's there.
Oh, a lion mine. You're right, James. A lion mine
You fly a
V2.
ship into an asteroid.
Yeah. It's line them on the ship scale.
Get into your ship.
Yeah.
And fly
Everybody's
in
going
and
to be in an
start
Idris.
searching around and trying to find the pieces that you want to mine.
There to fit an Idris in there.
So inside, you
I
mine
just
some
wish at this point.
It's like
Karen-
a big geode.
Karenite's V2.
I'm really excited about Rockhacker because it's
Pure
a sandbox activity.
Yeah, this
You can
time
kinda
with
go to
0.01%
these
chance
whenever
of
you want
spawning.
to.
Oh no.
Bear in mind,
This
you need
content
100 of
is
them for the
players
Wicklow Idris.
who enjoy mining, who enjoy exploration, investigation, and don't mind a little bit of FPS content while they're there.
What's that?
Don't mind getting pirated.
What?
That
Oh,
was like
these
a
new
space
guns.
AK.
Wait,
Yeah.
he was using a new gun. Do you see that?
Compared to any other asteroid.
Yeah,
Because
that
this
looked like a
one
space AK.
Kind of like Alan
Yeah.
Mine will crack open and show its secret.
And one presumes you can make a decent amount of scratch on an asteroid that's big enough you fly your spaceship into it.
It wouldn't be worth doing if you couldn't make a good amount of coin. Yeah.
Making promises for the econ team.
Yeah.
Wait, we have an econ team? Just a joke.
It's for people who want a lot of minerals. When crafting comes in, when all the other mechanics and features that we want in the game for 1.0 come in, it will be a place where like an organization or a group of like 5-6 people could come and just get a monumental amount of minerals.
It looks like a Mass Effect.
So that's a look at some of what's coming over the next 12 months. In addition to what we've shown, there'll be new mission packs tailored to the People's Alliance and their struggles. There'll be events that invest you into the evolving storyline of all 3 systems we'll have in the game. And of course, when we begin populating these with new planets, there'll be a whole host of ground-based POIs, settlements and structures inhabited by those trying to make their way in the verse. And all of this in service of building star systems that complement the massive corporate yard of Stanton, the lawless ganking of Pyro, and now the new frontier of discovery for the Nyx system.
There's lawless ganking in
Should I say
Stanton
ganking?
too.
You already did.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
The same shit.
Good job, everyone. So yeah, a whole lot to take in there. Interstellar hauling is the beginning of a massive expansion to the mission system that'll let us connect these 3-star systems like never before. What else we got? Rockcracker. Rockcracker is just one of the next operations that'll be coming to the Nyx system in the first half of next year, where you're gonna fly into an asteroid and do that thing that miners love more than anything else. Complain about PvPers getting in their way. No, I'm being told it's mining. It's mining. And of course, one of the most anticipated features coming to Star Citizen, Genesis, and what that means for the planets of Star Citizen, including the ones already in there. So let's talk to Will Hain and find out more. And I'm just remembering that Will Hain is in France at the watch party. Okay, France. Ask Slarty Bartfast over there how they're going to use Genesis to update the planets and moons of Stanton and get back to me, all right? and see if we can get some fjords. What else we got? The CitizenCon Digital Goodies Pack. That's a hard thing to say.
Yes.
That went up for sale a couple weeks ago and has a whole bunch of mysterious items in it. And that's where I can tell you now that almost all of them are tied to the Nix system in one way or another. So let's find out what's actually in there. There's a gunship flight suit and helmet, 2 armor sets from that mysterious faction causing a ruckus with a band
you're talking about.
an
That looks like an AK.
sweater and outfit, a couple of crazy weapons that I'm certain we're going to learn
I
about in
was
just a
it wrong?
few minutes, some slick
That
Levki
is a space
swag,
AK.
and finally, to celebrate the long-awaited addition of the Van Duel to Star Citizen,
Is that a crate?
cool Van Duel knife and adorable plushie, which I swear to love and squeeze and cherish.
I guess we'll
forever.
find out next month.
So yeah, it's a pretty solid haul for this year's Digital Goodies Pack, which you can still pick up right now on the RSI store. So now, let's go ahead and transition into our next segment. Much of what you see in the show today has been the culmination of a lot of people's work. What's up? All right, I had a dream about it like this once. Yeah. Okay, so against everyone's better judgment, the thing has finally happened. Can I help you?
How do you think the show's going?
Good. We're getting the Nix star system and the Van Duel are coming.
Kind of been a lot of Nix, right?
Well, yeah, but it's a major milestone and it deserves a major showcase celebrating everybody's
armor,
hard
though.
work. And
You got more, right?
oh, yeah, the spaceship's coming out.
Cool.
Finally.
Wow, it's like they only scanned the original
Yay,
community portion
Perseus.
of me.
Yay,
Pictures
ships.
steal your soul. Imagine what face scanning and PCAP does.
Well, this has been super cringe. So I'm gonna head out.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, regular CitizenCon is still better. You should have done that.
Of course. Thank you. Part of me that isn't a soulless marketing puppet.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What was that?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's just go to some spaceships, shall we?
Yes, of course. Please. About time.
Hi,
Oh,
my name's
there he
I'm
is.
the vehicle director here at CIG, and welcome to Talking Ship, where we're going to talk about 3 new ships coming to the persistent universe.
Perseus.
Today. Now.
Give it to me. Let's just
Medium salvager, I'm calling it.
The last year has been pretty hectic in terms of vehicle deliveries. I think we've delivered the most we've ever done in a 12-month period, and we've covered all the way from tiny little snubs all the way up to capital ships.
We've kind of filled out a few little
Yeah,
gaps.
Idris is
We've
already done.
introduced some new
Yeah.
ships by some old manufacturers.
Release the Kraken!
The Polaris come out, and obviously people have enjoyed playing with that. We snuck the Idris in without none of you expecting it for a while, and it's been a busy year. It's nice to start revisit some of the older catalogue and some of the bigger ships again.
I think my favourite ship from the last year is a tie between the Wolf and the Golem.
Favourite ship in the last year? Probably the Wolf.
I feel like it's the obvious one. I'm trying to think of something else, but I really like the Wolf.
Everyone's mentioned the Wolf. The Wolf's everyone's favourite.
The Wolf, obviously, a return of Kruger, a completely new aesthetic to the game.
The Wolf was, it was kind of everything we set it out to be, and it revived an old manufacturer. We've not seen anything from a while, so yeah, I'm going to say the Wolf.
The Golem, I think, is just an incredibly well-formed ship in such a small package. It really just shows off that Drake aesthetic, giving you the absolute bare minimum needed to perform a role.
I honestly do really like the Zeus. I think it came out really well. It's kind of hard to pin down a favourite, to be honest, because we've released, a lot of really cool ships.
Next year, we've got some super exciting ships coming up. We're ticking off a few big ones, which is good. We're going to see, again, maybe some ships from some manufacturers that don't have that many in their lineup. There's a few big challenging ones starting, so they're good. A breadth of ships, should we
What
say.
ships?
The
Come
3
on.
new ships we're going to introduce today all tie in some way to the primary factions fighting over the Nix system. We'll start with the People's Alliance and Anvil Aerospace.
There it is.
The Paladin.
Anvil is a very military-based brand. It's been a brand that's in Star Citizen for a long time, fighting for lots of military contracts and lore, often up against Aegis, and to the point it actually beat Aegis in the past. You will be familiar with a lot of their ships' designs, such as the Hornet and Lightning. Earlier this year, we introduced the Anvil Asgard, based on the Valkyrie chassis, which is an extremely popular offering. And this year, we're bringing the
Asgard
concept
is
ship
good.
we introduced last year, the Anvil Paladin, to life.
Yes, Paladin to life.
The Paladin is a gunship from Anvil Aerospace designed to support ground operations.
A gunship is a ship that's designed to stay in a sustained firefight while dealing a lot of damage, also taking damage.
We don't have a lot of gunships in the game that are true dedicated gunships. They are quite a tricky archetype to control in game without being too powerful. It's designed with a lot of firepower and high armor and health, but very low maneuverability.
It's multi-crew, it's just built purely for battle. It's got lots of armor, lots of guns, big guns.
It's got a very similar squat kind of form to the Valkyrie. It kind of reminds me of, I guess, like a pit bull, obviously a very menacing silhouette.
It looks quite forward-weighted in its stance. It feels like it's coming towards you even when it's just sat still, and I think that's something that helps with it feeling intimidating.
If we swing round, following the ship round clockwise, what you'll then see is the first of the side turrets. If you notice the canopy, you'll see that there's a fairly thick space between where the glass is and the hull exterior. That's because it has deployable armor, which can come out and give you a little bit more cover while you're actually attacking the target head on.
Oh, cool. It's got these really nice kind of dual connected wings with the turrets out on the sides, just to try and give as much kind of range for those turrets as we can get.
Which is controlled by one of the two remote stations underneath the bridge. If we come around to the rear, you'll see a rail. Now that rail mounts the main turret of the ship, which is controlled by the co-pilot.
So you've got full 360 coverage underneath, full 360 coverage on top with it, and then the side turrets also have 360 coverage that way around and 180 out sideways. So really you have, between the turrets, pretty much 360 coverage in all directions. One of the unique things about the Paladin is all the turrets are remote and all the crew are located in this one central two-story room.
A lot of our other gunships, the crew gets scattered across the ship, but with the Paladin, you're all sat together with a nice, cool experience, so you can really feel like you're playing as a group.
Oh, you've got the pilot, co-pilot up top, and you've got the gunners underneath, and I think that helps with the intention of what the ship does, because you've got this really nice kind of like gunner viewpoint down, kind of giving this lower coverage.
We added a glass floor just to keep the two connected. I think that really helps with the feeling that you're all working together and communicating.
That said, if you don't have the ability to fully crew a Paladin, you can still fly it and engage in combat solo.
Obviously not as good as if you have a full crew, but you can't always guarantee your friends are going to be online.
As a solo ship, it's pretty capable of doing a variety of missions within Star Citizen. So if you want to run this ship solo, you can take on combat missions that, say, other heavy fighters like the Scorpius or other ships such as the Drake Cutlass could do.
Side entrance.
Coming aboard the Paladin, you enter into this sort of armory, ready room area. You have a variety of suit lockers and weapon racks in this room.
Everything's very militaristic, stripped back, simple. It's a very functional space, but you'll find everything you need in there.
One of the improvements from the original concept is we've added a small dedicated cargo bay area, allowing you to store SU crates.
Okay,
Forward
cool.
of that is the
Just
route
like
to
a
the
Redeemer.
lower gunners, and then upstairs you have the bridge area, and then off that central area you have the dual living quarters, one on the left, one on the right, and then at the rear you have the main sort of engineering area where the majority of the components are. Also within the upper traversal area, you also have a little breakout area with seating, food machine, toilets, etc.
I think it's a very cool looking ship. I think we did a really nice job of taking what was there in the concept and adding an extra level of detail and trying to kind of push things forward.
I think it hits the nail in terms of a really solid military ship. It's really complementary to some of the other ships in the Anvil lineup, so something like the Valkyrie, where you've got this big drop ship. You know, the Paladin's there just to make sure it's safe, make sure no one messes with you, and just basically scare people away.
The thing I like most, I think, about the Paladin is that it's very clearly got a crew of 4, and they all kind of work and operate under the same conditions. You know, the pilot, co-pilot, and the 2 gunners, they're basically all equal on the ship. There's one toilet, everyone's got the same style of bunk. When they're at work, everyone's at the front of the ship together.
It's really odd to me that you call that, you like that there's one toilet for 4 people.
The actual toilet is on your Apollo.
Well, you know, it's you all work together. You're all equal at work. You're
The toilet seat never gets cold.
Toilet seat never gets cold. Yeah.
So that's the Anvil Paladin. Whilst originally a military-built craft, it's the perfect ship for folks on the frontier trying to defend against threats. And talking of threats, let's move to our next ship, a replica from Hesperia.
No way!
Hesperia are a high-end
Oh,
manufacturer.
no.
They specialise in recreating exotic and particularly alien spacecraft.
The Stinger?
Effectively what they're doing is they're remanufacturing them, making them a little bit more suitable for kind of human flight. And the latest offering from Hesperia is the Vandal Stinger.
Yes! The Stinger is here!
The Vandal are big, scary space aliens. They're like 7-foot-tall, evil war race that sort of take over, steal technology, absorb it, fuse it all together into their own needs.
It's going to be pricey.
Relatively nasty aliens
alien
that you
tech is gonna
sometimes
be hitting
hear
hard.
about and haven't
Yeah,
seen
alien
much
ships
of.
are always
They
pricey.
also make really cool
Minimum.
spaceships.
Yeah, oh. But they
Stinger
removed
as a
the top
Vandal
turret.
heavy fighter was reserved for their higher tier sort of ace
Oh, the
pilots
price is
or
less than I expected,
high-ranking
what the
members
fuck?
within their clans.
Oh,
Wow,
it's $10
cockpits.
less than what I just said.
The Stinger
Wow.
is a competitor
I'm
to
actually
something like the
surprised.
FA or I guess the Scorpius.
It packs a lot of firepower in quite a large frame, so it's
Or size
a
fives.
very, very tanky spacecraft. The firepower
Four size
is
five?
almost unrivaled in terms of just
Imagine.
both the number and
That's
the size
crazy.
of them. So it's there for players who don't want
Just
to
saying
just
that
they
thing
wanna
is
be in
below
and out, they wanna be
$300.
there brawling with big guns and taking all the hits.
Yeah. It's like a Kongni's firepower.
One thing Hesperia have done differently with
Look
the
at the
Stinger
missile
is
ports on
they
top.
have done away with the majority of the bespoke weapons.
They heard everyone's complaints about the glaive and blade and have stripped off the original Vandal weapons to allow customization for standard human weapons.
With the exception of the single size 5 gun.
Because it was too well integrated into the hull, even for Hesperia to remove.
All the additional weapons are generic mounts, so they can be swapped with any of the existing lineup that we have in the game.
Oh wait,
By
there's
doing
guns
this,
inside
provides
it,
greater
too.
flexibility to the end user, and this is something Hesperia wanted for
wow.
the civilian market. For
Oh.
that one bespoke weapon, the size 5 plasma cannon, functionally it is the same as the existing size 5 plasma cannons on the Scythe and Glaive, but it is a sort of Gen 2 model and wraps it in a
Yeah, the
different
only thing with
aesthetic
why I
compared to
like
those models.
break
You'll
is
see they're
probably
very
an
much
insult
older
break.
Vandal styling. This is much newer Vandal styling, but underneath
that's
it is
the
the same weapon that
bespoke
people have used
weapon.
for years.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of guns for the ship.
Our job as the vehicle art team on the PU was to
Not
take
gonna lie, I'm
the
buying
Stinger
it right
from the
now.
squadron team and prepare
Yeah.
it for life in the PU. We
Release
took
it,
an opportunity
release.
to take, this
It is
really
released,
well
already
established
on
art
Sold.
style.
Yeah, it's already
and,
sold.
Add extra details.
When I hear
when
the name,
needed.
So the exterior is a real blend of these kind of hard surface, kind of rare alloyed kind of wings, and then underneath this real kind of organic structure
Wow.
that kind of webs all of the ship together. You know, it connects the thrusters in, it connects all the kind of underside of the vehicle and pulls the whole ship together.
You can tell it's very different from the Vandal ships that are currently in the PU. If you take, for example, the way the cockpits are constructed.
Up at the front, we've got this big kind of bubble dome that gives the cockpit quite a unique shape compared to some of our other ships, and also gives the pilot a unique position within the ship and kind of gives great visibility out the front.
Boarding the Stinger is a little unusual compared to other ships, obviously being alien in nature.
You're going through a ramp at the rear, and it leads you kind of straight up into the belly of the ship.
There's
Oh, it's got interior?
lots of organic detail, rib cages, kind
That's
of
cool.
strange alien forms.
On entry of the cockpit, the seat kind
Oh,
of comes
okay.
down towards you, and you kind of climb over the back of it a bit like a motorbike.
You're basically riding into the cockpit. It feels
Wow.
very much like you're being carried inside the cockpit.
Into the traditional
Oh my
prone
God,
flying pose
that's
that Vandal
so
pilots use.
cool. Sold.
I'm very happy with this thing. I think the team done a really good job of making something that feels different, it feels alien, but it suits our lineup of ships and it suits our universe.
I think the guys did a really good job of respecting the direction and vision from the original Stinger and Vandal ships and Squadron.
We've tried to take a lot of inspiration from movies and other science fiction material, but I think it sits well within the Star Citizen universe.
So we have the Paladin for the People's Alliance. We have the Stinger for people that really like Vandal and want to try and pretend to be them. But what about the other mysterious faction we have running around?
So
Intersect?
Gray Chowdhury got his start as he was working at a cargo center out in Odin. He started being able to get his hands on some stuff that other people couldn't, items that necessarily you couldn't find on a store shelf, but you wanted anyway.
I think Gray is interested in, happy customers. Gray just sees themselves as a conduit to get these things in the hands of people who would appreciate them.
And I think that his latest offering is really going to turn some heads.
What is this one?
That's a new
Cutlass. The Shiv.
It's a fighter?
Shiv?
Well,
It's
I
a
don't
Cutlass?
really know what it is,
Wait, what?
to be fair.
It's what
That's the Drake
happens when
jalopy.
someone who is a genius at aeronautics
What?
and ship assembly
What is
gets
this?
Yeah,
free rein
it
to
is
do
the
whatever
Drake
they
Shiv.
want. It's the best of whatever they can find lying around,
It's-
put together to
I've
make
never heard
something
about this ship.
truly
What the?
unique, wonderful, arguably beautiful, and just released out into the universe to see what happens.
That's hilarious.
The Shiv.
At first glance at the exterior of the
So you
ship, I
mutilated
think
Cutlass,
most
and then you
people
stick some more
will
guns on it
probably
instead.
recognise there is more than a fair proportion of a Cutlass
Is this flyable?
visible there, but it's had quite a few changes to it. As you look a little bit
Definitely
closer,
the
you'll
Drake
start to pick
jalopy.
out elements from other ships. You've got, main thrusters that are from the Valkyrie. Even the bits that are obviously a Cutlass have had panels welded on, panels removed. The top turret, which is now remote, is just this hodgepodge amalgamation with multiple other ships.
Size
turrets.
3?
And then the changes continue onto the inside, where
Injected.
again, it sort of
Minus
feels
10
Cutlass-like, but then you'll find there's bits of
What the
Crusader
fuck is that
ships just
interior?
integrated
Yeah.
into the wall instead of what was there.
What are they
originally.
doing?
It's
my
lost
Oh my god.
side entrance,
Giant
some of its cargo
arch, guys,
capacity,
way.
but what it's
Got jalopy.
gained is it's gained
Oh,
visually
God.
more
Late
powerful
April Fool's
thrusters.
joke.
It's gained a really kind of nice set of belly thrusters. It's upped its firepower.
As ever, with the refined work from Gray's Market, you can see that great care was taken to the health and safety to ensure that there's no trip hazards anywhere.
No?
There's like loose cables, panels are exposed. If you look
God,
carefully, you'll notice there are like
it's
tools laying
technically
around in
not
the
a Drake
cockpits.
It's gained a toilet.
Is it April 4?
Yeah, it's one
Yeah,
of those,
what
and
is
you
it?
need
Oh,
a second one to
Jesus
wash your hands.
Christ.
It is very much taken.
This has got to
that
be a joke,
ethos
man.
of
Is this
Gray
April
Nope.
Fool's?
and moved it down a
150
level,
USD.
which I think is quite an achievement.
100. Oh, is it on the market already?
Yeah, it is.
All the ships are on that store.
Oh, okay.
You're joking me, bro.
No way. Oh, wallet, open up.
Is the
something
Perseus
new
more
and different
expensive?
for Star Citizen. Where did it come from?
I'm not going to answer that.
Just nothing. Just
No comment.
The Paladin is
Gray
325.
goes to places
the
and talks to
Stinger
people. I
is,
mean, there are just many
315.
ways to find these things that,
Oh, the Perseus
you know, I mean,
is still
are they legitimate,
675.
manufacturers? No. Are they operating on the right side of the law? Maybe not, but, money's money.
Does Gray have a motto, an ethos to live by?
It probably comes down to, don't ask where I got it,
Don't ask how we got it.
Don't worry about it. Just ask if you want it.
I
think
want
the
it.
Shiv is for someone that is looking for something a bit
So
different,
hang
a
on,
bit
the
away from
Shiv
the
is
norm. They just
basically
want something
shit
that's unique.
Scorpius.
It's definitely for people who
Yes.
like a rustic aesthetic.
It's a fun ship. But it's also really strong, to be honest. And it's absolutely a statement.
I'm happy with the 3 ship offerings. They are obviously very combat heavy.
There's something we wouldn't normally release all at once, but honestly, all of them are a different statement and they're all cool.
As always, super excited to release these ships into the game and just see how players react and play with them. It's always fun to see the quirks and the shenanigans that people get up to with them. So that's Talking Ship for another year. So,
Yeah, you gotta do the thing with Lexi. Talking weapons.
Surprise, surprise, guys.
I've just been informed that we have to do a bit of a timeshare agreement this year, so we have to throw it over to Alexi for Talking Weapons, which is an extremely original name.
I'm talking about the new edition that came out in October. The non-weapons are essentially the weapons that does not have a manufacturer, the weapons that you can think of that were made by space pirates.
Gray sells whatever he can sell.
Sometimes he gets his hands on some weapons that come from unknown origins.
He will sell things that no company in their right mind would ever make.
These are the most kind of like scrappy and taped together and the most kind of like pyro-ish weapons that you can think of.
Right now we're releasing 3 new weapons. Rocket launcher,
What the hell?
LMG,
Oh.
and the long-awaited Space AK.
You're right, Homo. You're right.
I think this
Space
is one
AK.
that not only is the most in demand, but I've been politely badgered about the most. It's a fun rifle that basically fires energy
oh
and
my God.
ballistic in sequence. So your first shot,
God, I want it so
your
bad.
second shot
So
will be
much
energy.
recoil,
You'll
my
see on
goodness.
top of the art,
But AK, of
there is
course.
a bolt that cycles the rounds, and that goes off.
The
with
recoil
the
2
ballistic
barrel
shot.
tap.
It does not go off with the
Oh,
energy
it looks
shot.
fucking
And
good.
that is just like a really fun way of making a weapon work in kind of like a scrappy.
I'm going to need to take a shot of Happy
glued
Water
together
for
kind
how
of
that animation
aesthetic.
looks.
The LMG, this thing is a really fun, slow-firing, hard-hitting beast.
It will bring the 50 cal, and the only other weapons that have this right now in the verse are the Bearing Sniper Rifle and the Coda.
Honestly, if you even get hit by one, you just instant tier 1 injury, back to medical.
Are you even trying anymore?
You know what? We made all these really complicated, fancy guns, and some people just want, I want a slow-firing rifle. Give me a scrap-together box that fires the biggest thing you can possibly find.
We don't have a rocket launcher of this caliber. It will be 3 grenades straight together that you pull into the tube and fire
Jesus
towards your
Christ,
enemies.
those
The cool part
scuffed.
about it, it will
Those
have an
scuffed.
arming
It's
distance,
beautiful.
so you'll not be able to just point it towards an enemy.
It's also going to have a lot of spread. So essentially, you're going to have to get very close
Oh
with your
my
launcher to be able to blow up ships with a single payload in it. You can't actually aim with the apparatus because you've got the tube on your shoulder and you try to aim it, you'd have to physically put the tube in your head. So we were like, oh, we can't have an aim apparatus for this. And then we realized, like, it's in the spirit of being a tube that you can't use the aiming apparatus, and you just kind of like, all right, I think
Tube
that's
is
the middle of
love,
the
tube is
screen.
life.
I'm going to hit it.
It's in the spirit of being a tube.
Binoculars! Wicklow binoculars!
I was going to talk about binoculars. Binoculars are really cool. We don't have anything like this in
Oh,
the
that's
verse,
different than Wicklows.
And I think it will be really convenient to use
Not
something
Wicklows,
that's
not
dedicated
interested.
to look for the things, especially far away, instead of using your sniper scope, for example.
Will the binoculars have glint?
I'm not aware of this one. Probably not, because binoculars are not something that you need to be aware of.
It's really funny because obviously, due to Glintgate, as you know, I beautifully internally call it, basically there was a lot of community feedback basically saying like, oh, I really like spotting people. I really like playing a spotter. And essentially I was like, oh, this community wants to be able to spot people from distances. And what can we make gadget-wise that doesn't require new features? And it was like, binoculars. And I prototyped a thing which essentially was just a scope in a hand, and it worked. So we've got some really cool binoculars coming that allow you to spot people from
Which
distances.
Bob out there wants to be on binocular duty?
And how much
Who is
damage do the
responsible?
binoculars do?
Depends on how you throw them.
That's pretty cool. Is that binocular in
Thanks,
the
Alexi and Zach.
CitizenCon
That's
pack?
the end of this segment
pack?
for this year, so that's talking ship
Haven't seen it
and
on the
weapons,
screenshot.
unless anyone
No,
else is going to
I
come
think it
and
is.
tell me something else. It's been an exciting year, and I think the next year of ships is going to be even more exciting and expansive than this year.
Where's the Perseus?
Yeah, Perseus.
Well. That is
there
an
gonna be
eclectic bunch of
outfits,
combat ships for the verse, and they're all available right now up on the robertsspaceindustries.com store. Also, any minute now, there's going to be a PTU drop that includes all 3, so you can fly them now ahead of their release next
way.
week when
All right,
Alpha
everybody.
432 goes live.
Yeah.
3 combat
Library,
ships.
yeah. Your PTU.
I wonder if they'll have any additional uses coming up later in the show. That's a hint. All right, what else can I shill? Oh, there's merch.
Now a Wicklow t-shirt.
Cool
Oh no.
Levki desk mat things. These are always popular. There's some Levki metal posters on the store, and of course, love them or hate them, but you can't avoid them. There's this cool new Wicklow's Emporium t-shirt. Yeah. There's also a page published earlier today with a bunch of links to offerings from our third-party partners, from eye trackers to gaming chairs to voice packs to spaceship models from new partners like Planet Ring and Pigeon Spaceport and more. You can find all of that on the RSI website as well. And what else can I show? Oh, for those of you who are at watch parties, where is it? Challenge coins. Who doesn't love challenge coins?
No, not interested. Sorry.
Levski themed challenge coins. If you're attending
one of the 9 no, sorry. We want Perseus. She wants a Perseus.
There's one of these in the goodies pack. So you check those out. Don't leave today without getting your Levski challenge coin. All right. What else can I show? Now I'm kind of tired of shilling. All right. Let's find out some more about where we are. Simon, can we move? Can we do it? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, here we go. Pardon me. Here we go. Excuse me. Hi, how you doing? Hey, that was my best angle. I gotta be careful. Last year I took 3 steps and tore a muscle. All right, so this
he's lost a lot of weight since last year.
CIG Manchester.
It's actually pretty amazing how much he's lost.
This is the room where we have lunch every day.
Wait, why am I being positive? That's on my slip.
Croissants, if the weapons team hasn't stolen all of them. Over here, we got some cool mannequins representing different aspects of the game. You got the ever-present, Hurston security armor over here. That's really cool. You got your Dusters armor right here. You got this guy from a game that we're not talking about today. Marine armor, yeah, it's all pretty cool. And then when you come over here, got a nice little recreation area. There's some sim pits over there for people who need to test that kind of stuff. We got this cool Krigeri Bengal carrier.
That's where all our money went to.
Go down the nose here. Watch this. It's pretty cool.
There's Squadron 42.
Oh wow! Holy
wow.
Shit!
Look at that!
Holy crap!
That's cool.
Put 300 retaliators in there.
That's like
what do you
3
do,
Idris hanger size.
All right. I thought John went to Washington, D.C. Let's see, what else we got? We got cool Voyager bar here. This is where we get all kinds of breakfast goodies, coffee, stuff like that. Hey, who remembers the big coffee controversy of 2016, where everybody took to Reddit and pondered the question, do devs deserve coffee? I do. You want to see what next year's big controversy is? Check this out. I'm gonna come over here. Do devs deserve coffee?
Come on,
welcome
Perseus.
to the Stargarita machine.
Percy.
Yeah.
Workplace alcohol dispensers. Yippee.
Do devs deserve frozen deliciousness?
Then do blood.
I don't know. Go to Reddit and let us know. All right, let's see. Let's go over here.
Just leaving it there.
Competition. Oh, competition winners. We have the list of competition winners. Can we put that on the screen? Yeah, sorry, competition winners. Remember the competition for the CitizenCon winners? The people made the videos, and we gave them a Kruger L21 Wolf. We actually have the names. They're behind me. Look.
Oh my gosh, come on.
Wasting time.
What the hell is he doing?
No, keep stalling so I can drink less happy water.
Let's see, there's...
Okay.
See, they don't deserve the Stargarita machine.
What if we just combine them into like a challenger situation here?
Okay, you can't tell me he isn't high.
You gotta be kidding me, bro.
So I said they don't get the Stargarita
That's a
machine anymore.
CitizenCon throwback if you're not familiar with. So I have now crafted my own pizza experience.
Oh no.
And that is a terrible segue into our next segment. Gemma, can we, Gemma, are you there?
Yes, Jared.
Can we fire up the FPS crafting segment while I try to chew this off camera?
We sure can. Roll, BT.
It's good time.
Crafting. Okay. Here we go.
Star Citizen, at its heart, will always be an enormous sandbox experience where you can set out to tackle the universe in whatever ways you want. But that doesn't mean we can't shape parts of the universe here and there to better suit our needs. That goes for both you and us. Let's start this part of the show with a look at how crafting is going to change everything from resource gathering, refining, and even combat when it comes online in the next few months.
Next few weeks.
So this version of crafting is going to be
He
quite
said
small.
next few months or weeks?
We're going to use it as a
He said
concentrated
weeks.
effort to allow the players
He
to
said months, I
experience
thought he said weeks.
the initial
said
UI,
months.
the flow of gathering materials of different quality, and using those to craft items
Leave it
which
to you
are
guys,
better
I'm
than
drunk,
what
so
they
I
have
can't hear very
currently
well.
in the game.
That's not an
The
excuse.
first version is going to be primarily FPS items that you can craft, weapons and armor. For Star Citizen, crafting is our primary progression mechanic. Star Citizen isn't your standard MMO. We don't have levels. We have ships, we have gear, we have things that you create in the world, you perfect, you research, you improve. And those items, those ships, those vehicles, the armor and weapons, that's how you progress in Star Citizen. Crafting isn't just a progression mechanic for creating new items, it's also a fundamental change to how we handle resources in the game. The materials that you collect, how you refine them, quality matters.
Crafting the weapons, you'll be able to have some quality materials to influence the item stats on those weapons.
It'll be somewhat random, potentially
The hell
weighted
is
on
that?
the location of the material. Some will
What?
have a higher chance of higher quality. And
New
once you
ship
take those
weapons?
materials to your crafting bench, the fabricator,
No, that's the alien
you can use them
Taser.
to craft
Oh my god, they got a
the
taser.
different attributes will be increased based on the
Railgun?
quality of the materials you use. It's not just iron ore anymore, it's iron ore of the quality that you know will get you the stats for the item that you desire. And it's not just mining, it's essentially every resource we can get our hands on.
To support this, we also need major changes to inventory so that all of
please.
these new resources that you're collecting,
Oh,
see what you
inventory
have, you
rework.
can order
Look
it
at that,
better,
guys.
you can
Oh.
understand what you have.
Pickles.
in
He
your
has
own
pickles. This guy know how to play.
Oh my
chess.
god.
Have the
Why
new
don't they just
refining
copy Tarkov?
crafting system
Please,
yet.
just
We'll be
copy
using the existing
Tarkov.
ones. Those will pass the
Tarkov's
quality
been
through
around long enough
into
for
the
it to
refined
become
materials,
industry standard.
which you
Please
can then
just
take to
copy
your crafting
Tarkov.
machine and start making your personal items. Once you have your blueprint and your quality materials that you've refined, then you can put them together on the item fabricator. This will be pretty much what we showed in last year's CitizenCon, with the UI letting you assign your quality resources to different aspects of the item. Once you're happy with what you see on the preview, you'll be able to click to craft, and it'll get queued up, and your result will be produced sometime later.
Wait, can you color the items?
You'll be
That's
able
a
to get
colorful
the
cannon.
new crafting machine from shops in most landing zones.
Custom
You'll be
paints.
able to bring it up on your freight elevator and use it in your personal hangar, or tractor beam it around and stick it on a ship if you want to use it from there.
Oh, wow.
There'll be a small amount of blueprints you get credited to your account just to test and mess around, but the vast majority of them will be earned through missions, and then you can use that blueprint to craft the item that it is that you've got the blueprint for. So it should be a good reason to go and test all the different various missions in the game.
The advantage of crafting your own items is that they'll be better than anything that you could buy from shops. You'll be able to increase and improve item stats that are relevant to
One-shot
your gameplay.
AO3.
Maybe your gun will shoot faster. Maybe it'll do some more
I like
damage.
it.
Oh,
or
you'd love
your
to
armor
see
will
it.
have greater
Oh, that's the
resistances
Platino
against
armor.
environmental effects or incoming fire.
Oh my god.
You might be
Oh
wondering,
my.
what about the upgrade and research? That will be coming in a subsequent release. We're happy with this initial scope for crafting.
It's going to be so valuable for us as devs to kind of get the metrics in, get the feedback in, because then we can make the changes that, you know, they only become obvious, so to speak, when you have kind of mass amounts of data and mass amounts of users using it. So I'm very excited to get it out in the wild.
It's our intention to get crafting out on tech preview by the end of the year and get the testing we need so we can release it when it's ready.
Okay, so it is within a couple weeks, as he said. So
tech preview.
So,
tech
that's
preview.
one way you'll be
Yippee.
crafting your own experiences in the Star Citizen universe. But what about us? Where do we get to hone in and craft a bespoke experience here and there, specifically tailored to individual or small group play. Well, that's where instancing comes in.
Yay!
And I'm going to let Benji
Nice.
tell you a little bit more.
We're bringing instancing to Star Citizen in 2026. Why are we doing it?
But we get the sewers.
So if you've played any content in 2025 in Star Citizen, you know that most of these areas were in actual PvP zones where other players could interfere. Instancing is a means to create an environment where designers can create tailored content that's tuned to a specific group size, but it is also protected from outside interference. It's not to say that we don't love PvP. I'm a PvP guy. PvP me, bro.
In other words.
Like most MMOs, a good balance between a dangerous overworld and a protected instances is needed. Right now, we don't have this ability, and this is something we really need in order to give you a sense of progression that is tailored and balanced to a tunable amount of groups, so the difficulty matches the group size.
Nice.
There's a beginning and an end. It doesn't mean that that doesn't fit in our overworld strategy, meaning getting to the instance is dangerous, exiting the instance is dangerous, or can be interfered with others. But at least when you're playing the content, we can actually make something that's curated for one experience.
Oh, he said months. Got it.
So before anybody says this is only a PvE thing, this technology can also be applied to unlock curated PvP experiences that are as seamless as the PvE ones. So it's not about one thing or the other. It's really about unlocking developers' ability to create curated content. So that said, how will it work? Instancing is really an evolution over static to dynamic meshing. We want your instances to be as seamless as your instance hangars, meaning that when you take an elevator, you exit the elevator, you're inside the instance. A gateway opens, you cross that gateway, you're now into your instances. Could be also a quantum jump into an instance that you don't even
Old
see.
quantum.
The transition is just like a dynamic mesh transition.
I can foresee some
And
problems.
so throughout the
with
universe, we
Even-
will be
even
able to
dangerous
add
has
these
some
areas that are open or closed instances
Look at that,
that
just
allow you
that
to
only.
join in either with a party and have a reserved instance for your party, or join in open instances that has a number of slots. And so some of those areas will be completely instanced on different servers. This allows us to leverage the compute power of the entire mesh. The closed ones will be really to drive one piece of content. You enter and exit seamlessly, just like we do with your instance hangars currently. Let's go and find out what one of our first instances will be.
By the way,
Siege of Orison?
P2 is already available
Siege
for
of
download.
Orison was
if
an
you guys
event
want
we
to download
did
now.
previously, which
They're bringing back
created a
Siege of Orison.
gameplay scenario where the player had to
Wait,
run
jump,
through
wait, Siege
forest
of Orison,
through
but when jump
contested
time?
islands
I
of
need
Orison.
jump time.
This was a high-paced, high-intensity event, but it struggled a little bit from its technical execution. But now
Yeah,
with the
never.
introduction of instancing, it gives us an opportunity to evolve it and modify it and make it better for you in a small group to work through that activity.
Oh, that's so good.
It is an event that I had the honor of pretty much solely designing and building all of the logic and having the stress of trying to get it working.
Agent Dooley from the CDF puts the call out for volunteers because basically the Nine Tails have taken over sort of a cluster of floating platforms in Orison.
And you are there to kill these sort of lieutenants of this terrorist organization and take back control.
About time Siege of Orison returns.
So in our current thinking, Siege of Orison is designed for
Yeah.
about a 15 to 20 people fire team. So you, your friends, or your org will go in, you'll all have
more
sort of
griefing at the
dedicated
trams.
roles. Some of you might be the tank who brings in the heavy
New
weapons.
new
and
Star
sort of
Citizen
pulls the
players and
fire.
new org
Some
members
of you
gonna
might
love
sit
this.
at the back and be the sniper and pick
It's
people off
really
a bit
love
further
this
to make the
FPS.
advance easier. Some of you will be the medic who sole job
Yes,
is going
if you're
to
watching and
revive
you're
and
in
look
an
after
org,
the rest of
come
your
join
team
the
and health
cube.
of them. And
Wink, wink,
some of
nudge,
you will be
nudge.
the people who push for the objectives to try and get sort of most of the mission done. The event was designed for about 15 to 30 people, but when we released
lot of
it,
P8.
we fixed the problem with 2 DGSs on one server that was fighting for resources, and with that we also upped the player count to 100, so when it first debuted, it was already too full
Shit's flying
for what it
around.
was designed for.
That's so cool.
It was a massive operation at the time. I think that bringing it back and giving it a refresher will be a fantastic addition back into the PU.
So imagine if Siege was a instance that you could go in and play solo. or if it was a public event,
that the new gun?
that you could go with your friends,
I think
or you
that's
could
the new-
join
yeah,
up
looks
with
like it, yeah.
random players on
Yeah.
the server.
Oh.
There's lots of ways that we want to take a look at Siege, how we can make it a more
single
approachable piece of content.
I'm excited, to say the least, to bring back Siege of Orison to Star Citizen and to sort of have it be one of the first tests that we have for instancing and really get it back to sort of a core experience point where it should be.
Yeah.
So while the next season is quite heavily focused on Nyx, I'm also very happy that we're not really ignoring our other two systems of Standard and Pyro, and we're going back
Pyro's
there and we're
getting
sort of
ignored, come on
improving
now.
and expanding on
Pyro
the
is
player's
wasteland already.
life in those two systems as well.
Yes, and while things like Genesis, interstellar hauling, crafting, Siege of Orison, and more will reveal next year, we'll continue to bring life into the existing universe outside of Nyx. There's still one more exciting use for instancing we're building right now. It's an earlier look than normal, and some of it is still in white box, but we're excited to share the first look at a major content release of 2026, and what it means for progression-based gameplay. As an evolution of our building interior initiative, you won't discover it by accident, because when it's complete, it will be found deep within the heart of Levki itself.
The tunnels?
This is the Municipal Works.
They moved it. Holy shit.
Municipal
So inside
Works.
the facility, you'll find huge vaporization chambers, old processing plants, industrial tunnels, and eventually into the old turbines which are still pumping heat into the old rock.
So this is the true story of Levki. This is a place where you won't see in Lorville, you won't see in I-18 or the other landing zone. It's the pure basis of Levki. You will have, of course, metal and tunnels and more structural place, but you will also see a lot of rock and cave. So it's not a place you go to take vacation. It's really a place you go to fix stuff.
I hope they
Not
start with
everybody
Area
has what
18
it takes to come down there and
at the tunnels I
do the
promised
job that needs
last
to be
year.
done.
All of your sewage systems have stopped working. Everything's going to quite literally. And so the player is tasked with their group, most likely, to go into there, take out the outlaws, and get the facility working again.
So let me get this straight. This is literally a mission to fix the toilets of Levki.
It's not just the toilets. You're also
Toilet
trying to turn on the air.
spectrum
It is a
is
bit more important.
verified.
It still works in Levki, but they have like maybe polluted air because it's not being cleared properly. It's not just for the toilet.
Poop mission.
Wait,
It's
when
also
we
a
get
little bit more
sewers
exciting than just
anyway.
going into like some vents.
Yeah.
It's like a free layered system where there's 3
They
chapters.
should add that into Lorville,
This
right?
will be mission-driven and repeatable.
I mean, the
Everything
sewer
from
mission
mining
is
to
supposed to be
salvage,
based on Area
combat,
18, if I remember
investigation,
correctly.
Yes,
a variety
you
of
did.
roles.
Yeah, they mentioned that last year. I hope they add
Narratively,
that.
It's a real sandbox. Every progression you
This
do
looks
will
hilarious.
unlock a new area that will link back to previous
Oh,
areas,
God, I love this.
This is
complexifying
final art,
the play
right?
space.
We've been
Yeah.
wanting to have more gameplay.
Is it still
in landing
considered
zones for a long
sandbox
time. Now
type
that we
of
have
gameplay?
instancing tech coming online,
don't
that
know,
allows
maybe.
us to do something that provides really cool gameplay close to a landing zone.
With the missions, that's what will create different overlays or change the spaces or change the progression, but it'll be the instancing which will enable us to create
You know, the
tailored
FPS
content
gameplay is nice
to
and all, but
you
what about the ship
and your
gameplay?
group. So you're going to be able to play a part of it,
perfect. What do you
make
wanna
your
change?
progress,
A Lion
and then
Mine
look up.
V2.
And then the
That's
next
a
time
ship
you come
gameplay.
online,
I
you'll be able to
mean,
pick
we're
up where you
talking
left off.
about Star
It's
Citizen
going to
here,
allow
a
players
ship
to
gameplay, like
return back to a different state.
We sold this
depending
game
on
on
how
all the
much you've
ships you can
progressed,
fly.
and be able to keep
True.
it going until you've reached sort of the end of the whole 3 chapters.
Where you're not going to
like
have
the
other
FPS
people
missions.
getting in your
Yeah,
way.
lots of
Have they
FPS.
really
You,
just
your team,
have
your
they really
party.
just
It's a way
lend them
of
the
giving
space,
players
burst
content
in
where
space
they know
gameplay
exactly
aspect?
where they're at, and they can keep going back to it and improving sort of their own progress and ability to jump through them in faster and faster times as well.
So that's a look at how we'll be allowing players and developers alike to create more crafted experiences within the greater sandbox.
What
of
do
the
they
System
mean,
universe.
players?
Okay, is that
How
a
the
clear this
hell are
Jared?
players supposed to design their own missions and such?
I've got one more for you after this.
That's right.
Back to you, Jared.
still waiting.
Where's the Perseus?
Where's the Percy?
There's a medium salvager, huh?
Everybody's really excited about the year
Perseus
ahead.
is
So that's
obviously.
a brief look at some of the ways in which we're allowing you and our developers to craft a more curated Star Citizen experience. Now, at this point in the show, we are in the home stretch. We've got only one more segment to go. But before we do that, we wanted to check out, we said earlier in the show that we would look at what you were saying during the show. We looked at how to put YouTube comments on the stream, and it was immediately apparent that we were going to lose our broadcast license, so we're not going to do that. We did find some social media stuff on Twitch, though. Or not,
YouTube
Twitter,
isn't as bad as
Twitch.
Twitch.
Let's see, we've got Welcome Back Levki from, I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh no. Oh, time to suit up, let's go get him, says Ubu. I really should have worn my glasses. Cue the bagpipes. That's the other game, Charlie Oscar. Let's see. Nice to see you live, Jared. Mom?
What?
Let's see. First CitizenCon after playing for almost a decade in Austin. Oh, nice. Straight out of Klesher, back to the Hex. Photos from Leicestershire. How do you say it? Is that Leicestershire? Leicester? Leicester? I've only been in the UK for 3.5 years. San Jose Bar Citizen Watch Party. Oh, somebody created a lovely Vandal mask there. Sean Tracy, can we get that in game? Just that, exactly. Just scan that, put that in game. All right, so that's a few reactions we're seeing on social media right now.
Jesus Christ.
Before we get to our big finale, or the thing we're going to wrap up the show with today, I did want to talk a little bit about big CitizenCon versus digital CitizenCon versus what we're doing today, which is CitizenCon Direct. Every year, CitizenCon is a monumental task for any number of people, whether that's development, marketing, the support teams, the platform teams. Everybody comes together to make this thing happen and go off, hopefully without a hitch. And so far, we've been doing all right, other than some stuff in the room here. You know who you are. They had to know. But doing CitizenCon is not always the easiest thing for our developers. You might not assume this, but most game developers are not social butterflies. They tend to like to sit quietly in the dark at their computers, like little goblins, and just make digital virtual worlds like this. And then I come in all happy and like, hey, you want to be on video? And they're like, no. And I'm like, it's in your contract. And they're like, oh yeah. So we thought, we usually do it behind the scenes afterwards, but we thought we'd do a little bit of it here. The folks in the editorial department put together a brief montage of some of the more candid moments from the filming of CitizenCon over the last couple weeks. So we're going to spend 2 minutes and take a look at that. Let's see what they put together.
How many CitizenCons have you performed in now?
Performed? Just the one. Nope, my first one.
One last year.
2.
A few.
8 or 9?
Oh,
maybe 9 or 10?
Never.
Man, I don't know, man.
Did you like doing it?
Yes, I was completely terrified.
It was good, a bit stressful.
The first live one, I was a mess.
Weird combination of going from insane highs to insane lows.
Live ones.
Because?
It's over.
The live ones are pretty special.
Pre-samp's always fun, but the live events are special, aren't they?
Remember we were at that weird crack house in Mancos?
Right.
I like the live ones. Oh, I mean, I love these digital ones. These are the best.
Every time I've done it, it has been a digital one, and I'd like to do one on stage.
Is it because you have a restraining order against you, or?
Didn't know if I was going to be sick, if I was going to lose my stomach.
How hard is it to keep your eyes open on stage?
That's another problem with the lights. They're kind of, I'm realizing through this sentence that I'm closing my eyes as I speak. Do I do that a lot?
I am a very shy individual, so this is me just trying to get out of my shell.
Getting the crowd to react to the ideas that we've been working on for so long.
We can react. Watch. Everybody.
Yay!
I can feel your passion from here.
Cut the camera.
Counting you down, like, you've got 30 seconds. I'm like, do I stand up? Do I sit down? Do I drink? Do I not? Do I talk?
This will be the best one yet. That's right. Because it's nice and short.
Is this all supposed to be usable content? Because I could be different.
No. Of all your nicknames, why is Moistmaster your favorite?
I think you mean least favorite, and because it has the word moist in it. I mean, come on.
We'll give you a new nickname by the end of this.
Sounds good. Could do
All
with
right,
one.
Let's get started.
That's nice. Like it.
So for those of you watching at home or at the watch parties, you're like, why are we showing that? I put that in there because I'm eternally grateful for all of the CIG staff and developers who take the time to appear on these things, whether it's ISE, SCL, CitizenCon, walk on stage, be pre-recorded. It's not the easiest thing for everybody. And on behalf of the community, if I can speak for them in this regard, I want to say thank you for participating in these things each and every year that we have them. Now, let's wrap things up here. So, let's see, how do I want to do this? At this point, we've only got one major story left to tell. But before we do that, we wanted to do one more check-in on something we started last year. Last year, Rich Tyler took the stage and presented his roadmap to 1.0. And we didn't want to go an entire year without talking to the senior game director himself to get his update on that 1 year later. So we're going to throw it to him, and we're going to go to our last segment, and when we come back, we'll say our goodbyes. And if you're at a watch party, it's time to get... I was going to say... that's not a word I can say on the camera. Let's just go. Let's just throw it back to me. Go to me from 1 week ago. Last year, Senior Game Director Rich Tyler took to the stage and revealed our plan for 1.0. Now, before we end this year's CitizenCon Direct, we wanted to take a few moments and follow up on that reveal from last year, to do as we've done today and look at the year ahead. So, Rich, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Everybody knows the only constant in game development is change. So I'm going to ask you outright, what's changed about the road to 1.0?
Well, fortunately, nothing. It still remains our North Star. The team is busy working towards that goal in the background, and every patch this year has moved us towards that goal. And if you haven't watched the Star Citizen 1.0 presentation from last year, I highly recommend you do so, because everything in it is still relevant as of today.
You mentioned every patch this year has moved us towards that goal, so I want to dig deeper into that. We've done, at this point, 9 releases in this year, more than any year prior. How does each one of these not just sit as their own moment in time, but move us forward on this road to 1.0?
Well, last year I discussed the framework of 1.0, how all those complex systems can tie together. And one of the core aspects of that was the main story, which became the spine of the universe, which brought all of the locations, mission givers, guilds, and all the different areas of the game to the players. Now, what I didn't talk about from last year was all of the content that was going to support that framework, add the flesh to the bones, should we say. And I think that's where this year has moved us towards that goal. If you think about previous events of previous years, they've generally been locations that we've put into the verse, but they've been transient. We've taken them away, like Siege of Orison or Zenithreat. We've added them to game, and then they've been moved away. And I think with the addition of the patches this year, when you look at the Hathor facilities, Onyx facility, these are permanent additions to the world that not only have their own story, as when we release them with the patches, but they'll also become points of interest and areas that the larger 1.0 narrative will utilize.
Since we're on story, I'm going to stay with this here. Since we launched the PU back in 2015, it's always been this sandbox where players can do what they want. They can bring their own story to the verse, and that'll never change. But how important is it that we also build this concurrent narrative of our own, this crafted experience, if you will, alongside that?
Well, we're trying to create a living, breathing universe. And that includes both the player stories that you mentioned, that they can go and enjoy and create their own memories together. But it also means that we want to have a universe that gives back. We want areas and locations to feel like they're believable and real-life locations. And if you look throughout this year and the patches that we've worked towards, we've had an overarching story that's moved from patch to patch, and we're going through some of those cycles right now. We've also been introducing mission content that has fully voiced dialogue, and facial animation, which allows us to inject some of the meaning and the why to what you are doing as a player. And I think story is integral to Star Citizen as a connective tissue that ties all of these different complex systems together, because it takes players on that journey throughout the game.
To see this big turn this year to start injecting story into the verse, I think people are really responding to it. So everybody knows, and you mentioned just now, that this year we changed a whole lot about how we operated and how we release things. How do you think that's gone?
I think it's gone very well. I think if the mantra that I've always been pushing this year right at the beginning of January was patch always goes. And I think this year has seen a different development strategy for how we've been moving the game forward. That's where this different strategy has allowed us to really take a wider approach. And we also have to remember that Star Citizen is played by tens of thousands of players every day. And while we have lofty future goals, we still have to make decisions right now that make the game fun for the people that are playing it all the time, playing it as their daily game. If you look at previous years, we've had to hold a patch back, we've had to make concessions, mainly due to around a feature may not have been ready or right to go into there.
There were 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 5 months between patches.
Exactly, and I don't think that's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for the players. I don't think it's good for the development team. I think it's better to have regular cadence of drops. One good example is this year for A Line of Mine. People probably don't know, but A Line of Mine, when you turned on the laser, it was actually supposed to reveal the sandworm Valakar.
I knew it.
And I played it, and it didn't hit the quality that I wanted to go into the game. So we changed, and I took it out, and I made that decision alongside Chris and Erin, and we've held that back, and we're going to work on that towards a future patch. But I think definitely the more regular cadences has had the multiple benefits, and like I said, I want to dispel a myth right here, right now. Like, features are still being worked on quite heavily in the background, from radar and scanning in FPS, the new quantum, to inventory, engineering, and crafting.
They just
and
mentioned
engineering mentioned.
Coming
yes,
very soon
guys,
for players
engineering
to get
mentioned.
hands on. And you know, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to
Cheers,
sit here
everyone.
and say that if I was go back to the start of the
base
year,
building.
I would hope that we would have released
Yeah.
more features. But I also think every decision we've made this year has been through the lens of making the live experience as stable and as good as possible.
Absolutely. All right, so that's a bit about the year before. And the year before has been, I've said this before, I've said it internally, I've said it out there, I'm gonna say it right now again on camera. I think this has been the best year of Star Citizen ever. And I'm willing to look right into the camera and say that. The player numbers are up, engagement numbers are up, the length of the play sessions are up, bug numbers are down, 30K is gone. It's been a solid year. But CitizenCon isn't CitizenCon without talking about the future, so I want to move us to the future. We've talked about story, we've talked about this more diegetic, immersive universe and adding voice lines and stuff like this. But where do we go from here? Obviously that continues, but what more are we going to do to make this universe seem alive and real and breathing?
I think the biggest thing is to start having that conversation be two-way. So if you think about this year, like you mentioned, we've been having fully voiced NPCs, but a lot of those missions and those NPCs, they're talking to you, they're talking at you.
Right.
You don't get to talk back to them. Now, obviously, you get to interact with them through your actions, you get to go and do their mission, and you get to move that along, and then they talk to you again. But it's a one-way conversation.
We're missing that conversation wheel.
Exactly. The next part would be physical mission givers. That's something that we're going to be working towards very soon, with Battaglia being the first one coming back in the verse. And just to be clear, we will be bringing all the mission givers eventually back, and we want them to be an integral part of the verse and the story that players go and enjoy. We want the locations to be brought to life, and as we mentioned last year, we want to have interactive scenes that you can go and be part of. And obviously the full end goal is towards, you know, to have cinematic stories in the game, and that is what we're going to be pushing towards. Everything we do, every decision we make is through the lens of moving us closer to 1.0. It might sometimes be difficult to see why those decisions have been made at the time they've been made, but rest assured that Star Citizen 1.0 is still our North Star. That's what we're still aiming towards, And that's what we're going to be moving forward with every patch next year as well.
I'm remembering when mission givers were first introduced, they sometimes became a bottleneck. Is there a role in instancing, which we learned about earlier today? Is there a role for instancing in that, in helping with mission givers?
Yes, partially. It will be one mechanism that will allow us to have players go to their own individual area of the verse, have that conversation, and then go and continue on into the open world environment. So I think that's where, when we look at instancing provides us one tool that allows us to remove that bottleneck and provide a more seamless experience.
Happy you said that, because that's one of our last topics I want to get to, is how we reconcile instancing with the persistent universe. Like, for the last 10 years now, we've been building this giant, seamless, persistent universe where everybody can come in and play together. And it would be easy to have a first instinct reaction to the idea of instancing and say that's antithetical to everything that Star Citizen. But you mentioned last year these 3 pillars of building Star Citizen in the PU, and I want to know, you said nothing changed, but I want to ask you about this specifically. What are those 3 pillars again, and how does instancing fit within the greater design of Star Citizen?
So the 3 pillars I mentioned last year were open world. That's just like the missions you love today. You can go and play, there's other players there, and you can go and enjoy that together. Then we have instancing, which I'll talk a bit about more, but similar to municipal works that we've talked about previously. And then the 3rd pillar was dynamic content, which would be content that's generated by the activities of the players. And I think it's very easy to become myopic around one specific thing when we're talking about it a lot, when it's the next stage of our development. And I think you could reverse it. If we'd have made a game that was all instance, and then I'd come on camera and said, hey guys, we're going to start doing it open world, it would be like, oh, is the game changing? Are we doing open world now? Is open world the new North Star that's going to take us this way? And it's not. It's just one more tool that's going to allow us to offer different and dynamic experiences for players to go and engage in. Now, when I talk about instancing isn't always what you'd imagine as a solo instance experience where it's only just you. We're going to have several different versions of instances. Some are going to be closed instances, which will be like the new player experience. We'll be able for you to go in by yourself, for us to teach you the ropes in a safe environment so that you can understand how to play the complex game that we've made. But we'll also have open instances like a cantina or a bar, where we might say, hey, we only want 50 people to come in here because we've got mission givers and we've got other NPCs for you to talk to, and you would just walk in and it would be seamless. You wouldn't know that there was an instance, it's not going to get a loading screen, you would just seamlessly walk into that location, it would be full of other players and NPCs, and you can go and enjoy the content. And that's, I think, something that instancing is going to provide us. It's going to give us a tool to offer different dynamic content, or curated content, as I'd say. It allows us to create experiences that are different to the open world experiences that we've already made. And it's not to say that we won't continue our open world development or only do instance content. It's going to be a mix. And like I said, this is one of the pillars that will move us towards 1.0. We will eventually work on dynamic content that will move us forward to 1.0. And all 3 of those pillars will interweave to create the full Star Citizen experience.
All right, so we've hit a lot of the bigger topics, the feature work, engineering, and FPS crafting coming to tech preview soon, stuff like this. We've talked about instancing and how that's going to work within the universe. But I want to ask you this one last big one. It's very easy to say Star Citizen is this kind of game and that kind of game. Those of us who spend our days making it know better. It's an everything game. It's everything we can make it game. It just is. But at the core of this is still spaceships. That life of spaceships. What more can you tell us about spaceship gameplay in the future? What can you give us? What can you tee up for us to look forward to?
2 hours later.
For those of us who are really into Star Citizen for the spaceships.
Our intentions going forward are to make sure that every ship or ship archetype that you acquire has a role and has content that you can go and enjoy in the universe. For example, right now I know that we're working on more robust mining missions, more robust salvage missions. We're going to be working on refueling missions. And we want to make sure that each and every one of the ship has a purpose and has a reason to exist in the game. That's from the smallest Argo MPUV, as well as ground vehicles, all the way up to the large capital ships. We want to give them purpose. And I think it's something that we are absolutely aware of. We want to make sure that we're building that spectrum of content to allow players to go and engage in. And I think 2026 is going to be a very good year for Star Citizen. And I think there's going to be something that's very interesting and something that a lot of people have been waiting for. But rather than me spoil it, I'll let Ian and the team go into the details on that.
He had a twinkle in his eye. Ian, take it away.
The best for the last, right?
So the persistent universe has existed for over 10 years now. During that time, we've created lots of gameplay systems, we've added hundreds of locations, we've added lots of mission activities for different purposes: combat, cargo, mining, salvaging. But for combat ships, the only thing you've been able to do is fight other combat ships. In 2026, this changes. We're going to be delivering a spaceship-focused activity space which incentivizes the use of different gameplay roles. These are going to be scenarios where you're going to have to plan and strategize and create operational tactics to overcome your objective. So what you're going to see is very early. It's early in the pipeline process, and it's going to come online about mid-next year. But we're really excited about the content we're creating, so we want to share with you a super early look at what we're building in a space we're calling Tactical Strike Groups.
Tactical Strike Groups.
This for you, Hobo.
Wow.
We can finally stop killing innocent players.
Yeah.
People's Alliance are still trying to get to the bottom of what this new faction is really doing in the Nyx system.
They've sent a capital ship to check out a station and run it into more than they can take care of themselves.
Unfortunately, that team came under attack and members of their groups were taken hostage. Now they've reached out to Intersec, who've reached out to you to help recover the pilot. Of course, it's unwise to do this alone, so you'll need to put a team together to attack the station.
When you arrive, you will have this big asteroid, kind of broken asteroid, and on this you will have this base where you will find 3 big arms. You will see in the middle, you will have this big energy core. Everything here has a purpose. It's not just for the show, just something nice to see.
You'll see a People's Alliance-owned Idris that's just on the outside, and it's going to be getting harassed by this unknown faction that you have met before.
So your first objective here is to clear out the ships. There'll be waves of these ships, so this is where you want your light or your medium or your heavy fighters, whichever playstyle you prefer.
So while one part of your group is dealing with the fighters, now it's time to actually assault the station.
This station has been outfitted to resist all of the obvious way of attacks.
Somehow they've incorporated Vanduul
Holy what?
capital ship killing turrets.
Wow.
These turrets ignore small fighters, and they have the firepower to destroy even the biggest capital ships.
Not the Polaris.
Oh, the Vanduul beam, laser beam.
Polaris and your Idris, if you get it close, it will get shredded. The idea of these is so we can sort of make it so we can mix up that ship combat, and not everyone can just bring the biggest ship and win just because they have the biggest ship.
Xenostar 3.0, yes.
Finally!
Yeah, wow.
You have to send out your best pilots to navigate the superstructure and take down anything that may damage your bigger ships.
The trench run.
feel like Star Wars.
So at this point, you're
Yeah.
thinking distant turrets,
Ion torpedoes.
but
It's
not.
impossible.
This turret has shields that you've never seen before. It won't take any kind of damage. Your missiles won't do anything. Your lasers won't do anything. Your ballistics won't do anything to them.
Whoa.
But like everything, they do have a weakness. You have to cut the power to their shields. To do that, that actually brings you to your first objective.
Don't tell us.
The power relays.
Barnes said, don't tell us. Spoilers.
So the exterior
Right?
has a number of
Yeah,
power
spoil-
relays that are holding the doors closed so that you can't get in.
You have to find them, you have to target them, and you have to destroy them. But it may not be as easy as it seems.
Here's our first wrinkle. The power relays have their own shields that are resistant to energy-based attacks.
We know how much you like using laser repeaters, but so do these guys.
Oh no.
Capital ship can't get close enough because of the turrets.
So ships with explosive or ballistic ordnance will be needed here. That's torpedo ships like your Retaliator or Gladiator, or even another fighter
Gladiator
with ballistics
mentioned.
loadout. That's going to take you a while.
Well, those are fast. What the hell?
Yeah, it's
Why
it's
are
a
they so
lie.
fat?
It's a lie.
Fake news. Fake news.
Once the power relays have been taken down, the
Straight
station
up
opens
10
up.
times.
And this is where things get really
Yeah.
cool.
Now it's time for you to fly your ship inside the station.
Yeah, you in your ship fly into the superstructure of this station.
How cool is that? I've seen this somewhere.
I feel
Wait,
like this is a
which
proud
Star
dad
Wars is
moment.
that?
Thank you, Jared.
We're just going to
See,
call it what
this
it
is
is.
actually
It's a trench run.
Empire Strikes. Actually, no, it's not Empire Strikes Back.
Is that? I'm
It's
sorry.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
Return of the Jedi, obviously.
Okay.
So as you enter the structure,
Yeah, you gotta take the Millennium Falcon into the Death Star.
Oh, dude, no way. What the hell?
There's three arms to
Oh,
the station that have these trenches. You'll fly into one, and then there'll be a core in the center.
Oh, this is-
and then you'll
Oh,
move
this
out into the
is-
trench.
Oh my god, it's literally from Star Wars where you blow up the fucking power core.
MSR
This
is
is gonna
needed
go so
here.
badly.
Still protected,
The
so these are essentially
Millennium
strafing
Falcon.
runs.
These fleet certifications aren't so funny
I
anymore.
Objects
was about to say,
the
here you
dodge.
have it.
You're gonna have to move quickly. But you need an agile
What if you just like stop holding W?
Because the shield generator that
You could do that.
targeting
Like,
emitting
not holding
some
W is
sort of
such an
damage.
There you
unbob
go.
thing to do.
Wait.
Distortion damage.
We need racing training
So-
first.
We have to commit suicide
Exposes
against the
core
power
to
plants.
overheat, which means that you can attack it.
Oh, drop the bomb, can we?
Also from exhaust ports on the
Yeah, take an
outside.
18.
Right, we need to get all the bobs of York to just ram in the power plants.
This core is
Yeah.
armored and
Oh, the torpedoes! It's totally not Star Wars, guys.
Oh
It's
my
totally
God,
original.
Robert.
It's totally original.
Why isn't the Scorpius doing this?
Once the power core goes down, the turrets
run
come down,
out.
and then
Yeah,
the capital
so
ships
good.
get closer.
Oh.
Why is that important? Because during
God
all
damn
of this,
it,
you
the
spend a lot
lawsuit
of
is
ammo
imminent.
and munitions and ballistics, and you're going to want to top up.
This is where we're gonna get our new feature in. Ship hangar,
Blown the whole thing
refueling,
up.
and
What
rearming.
the turret? What good of the turret?
Why do we
You're gonna
need
be
to
able
destroy the
to
turret if we don't?
land in the hangar
refueling
of
and
select
rearming?
ships
What
and
am-
be able to use the
Oh.
same interface as you are right now at stations to refuel and rearm.
It's specifically for ships like the Idris and the Polaris and other ships that are designed to have other ships land inside them.
Oh, the Idris and the Polaris can
Refuel and
rearm.
Once we get closer to
Yes.
release.
That's a good one,
This
guys.
is a
That's a
really
good
important
one.
feature that we're really
Yippee!
If you're not bringing your own Idris, the people
Ironclad
that
can
have
do that too, right?
Idris there
So
that can
good.
provide a safe port
He
to
is
storm,
so
allow you
do
to set
that.
back up and head
Just for
back
ground
out.
vehicles, I
And it's a
think.
good thing that you've rearmed and refueled too, because now another group of ships is
The
coming to
owner of the
attack
ship
those
should
people's
charge
alliances.
those to refuel rearm. I'll put a high price for that. That's really cool.
So while the fighters are protecting the Idris,
Those Hornets
what's
were
happening
shooting
at
at
the station?
fuck all.
Well, that's where the dropships are.
Terrible pilots.
Now you've got to take a
It's
fire
cinematic.
team in. You've got to land. You've got to fight through an onslaught.
I like how he died as soon as the door opened. What a terrible drag for his team.
And you've got to.
And then they just
No one on his team tried to revive him. What the
just
hell are
left
they
the
doing?
guy as
They have
well.
mittens on their hips. They can revive him. What are they doing?
After you've opened the doors and that person's taken off, you've just got to make sure they get to safety.
Oh, and to see somebody land like that.
So at this point,
I
all
love
of
the
this sounds
paladin
pretty
can
simple,
shoot
but there's an
behind.
additional complication.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
up until this
that
point,
turret's
it's been
amazing.
You versus
Yeah,
the
that
enemies in the
turret.
station.
We're gonna try that
But
after,
the
right
enemies
away
in the
after
station
the
have their own
CitizenCon.
enemies.
Almost. When I do. Oh!
The Vanduul neighbors who really
Yes,
don't like
that's-
these guys for some reason
Oh!
will come in and wreak havoc on everything.
And they're not going to discriminate between you and the station. They're out for blood.
I hope we can see the
When you
Vandu
alert
troops on the
Vanduul
ground.
by destroying the power
They're like
core that the station's
7
now
inches tall
vulnerable.
or something.
You're on a time
And
limit.
7 feet
Vanduul
tall.
is
7
coming, they're gonna come
inches.
hard.
You better
She's coming.
fucking
We're
stomp
gonna
on
have
them.
One hell of a fight.
7 foot.
Yeah, 7 foot tall.
No way. Oh my god.
Oh, it's it is.
Yep, there it is.
Oh no!
There it
It's
is.
coming.
There it is.
Ain't no way.
What's this ship?
Oh man.
It's not the. It's not the king ship.
Oh, is it? Or is it Driller?
It's obviously the Vandal Idris.
Vandal Polaris.
That's it.
Tactical strike
Show us
groups.
more. Come on.
I'm personally so invested in this.
If
So
it's
throughout
a king ship, then it's a
2025,
driller.
we created.
No,
a
it's
variety
more
of
like
content.
King
Some of
like
it was
said. It's
very
like the
focused on
Vandal
FPS
Idris.
content. So personally,
Vandu Corvette or something.
driving a more
Yes, the Vandal Corvette, the
vehicle-based
Hunter.
experience
Hunter,
is
okay,
very
yeah.
important to me. This is
I
a
love it.
Hunt
defining
this.
statement
Love it.
that I want to do in 2026. We're a spaceship game. There are prized possessions. To the objects we fall in love with. This is the
If they
content
polish his
we
head
wanna
since the
create,
start.
which
Yes.
creates scenarios and roles for you to use those spaceships.
It's a new head tech.
We won't get to all roles initially, but we should see this as a landmark, a position where we can see
Well, I'm not going to be able to
a
flashbang
gameplay
other
space
players
which
with a bald head.
incentivizes the use of different ships and scenarios to clear objectives and complete missions in a variety of roles. And in the future, we can use this to expand on. So I hope you're all just as excited as I am for tactical strike groups. They're gonna be fantastic.
Wow. Can't wait. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Just saying, as it seems, so Stinger isn't on PTU.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Why do you still have the puppet? John, come home. All right, so tactical strike groups. You know, it's been a long road for the last 10 years the PU's been around. We've done lots to build stuff for mining ships and for salvage ships, and as Rich said, we're currently building out even more for those, and our first refueling missions coming online in 2026. But combat missions. Oh, hi, Aaron Roberts. Aaron Roberts. But finally having enough of the foundation in place that we can begin to build real spaceship operations, hesitate, you know, in any other MMO they'd call dungeons. It's really exciting for me, and that's why we're ending the show this year with that. So yeah, that's been CitizenCon Direct. Thank you for taking the time to share this with us. Again, this is just a glimpse at some of what's coming in 2026. I've seen the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat like, oh, you're spoiling everything. I promise, we ain't. So before we let you go, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as with every CitizenCon, the last word shouldn't be mine. It should belong to our founders and CEO. So take it
More
away,
Chris Rogers.
I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into some of what the team is cooking for the near future. Of course, we're not going to spoil everything that's currently in progress, and many features we haven't discussed today are in active development, like base building, social, and trade tools that are very much a priority. These, along with bringing the final polished features from Squadron 42 into the persistent universe, will make next year the most exciting yet for Star Citizen. Finally, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone at CIG for working so tirelessly and with so much passion to deliver something that is already special and will only get more so as we continue. And of course, to all of you for making all this possible with your support and feedback. We couldn't do this without all of you, something that I and the team appreciate every day. We are very lucky to be allowed the time and the money to build a game of all of our dreams. something that is only more apparent as the video game business becomes more monolithic. We are one of the few large independents left standing, and there is no way we would be allowed to dream as big as we are on an original game and take the time to achieve that dream if we were part or funded by any of the few remaining mega game companies. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the verse this coming year.
Wow. Very good. And this is it. Less than 2.5 hours. What do you guys think?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, a little bit lackluster, yeah.
Hopefully, if I have more to show for IE.
What do you guys think?
How much can you fit in a 2.5 hour video, honestly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared talked too much.
It was kind of disappointing because they talked so much about Nyx, and like CitizenCon is generally about the future, like the next year's content. But Nyx, and I know there's more stuff in Nyx involved throughout the whole year, but they spent so much time just talking about Nyx in that first hour. They missed out on so many opportunities about talking about other features.
Yeah, I feel like compared with last year's CitizenCon, this year is like... last year's CitizenCon talked about a lot of good things.
Yeah, last year was brick and a
Yeah.
half. That was also about 16 hours worth of content.
That's right. I just feel like a lot of things. I couldn't even make all the videos for it.
Yeah.
Like this tech, that tech, Genesis. I know the weather, they talk about it, which is sort of implemented a little, and all those things. Yeah, I mean 2 days, right? Last time, was it?
Yeah.
2 days. Yeah. This year was, well, first of all, they don't have a whole lot of time to talk about it, but where's the Perseus? That's a lot of people will think, but probably IE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
didn't
it
get to
was
see
already said that it's gonna be at IIE. It's basically confirmed, so I didn't expect any new infos on it, to be honest.
Yeah. But they did sell a lot of ships this year. 3 ships.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, the PTU, you have, if you want to test those ships, you have to erase and recopy your account on the 4.3.2 PTU. And right now, that's a lot of people doing that. So I'm still in the process of recopying. And once I'm done, I'm going to start another stream. We're going to go test the new ships together. Every single one of them. You said the Stinger is not there?
Yeah, so people report that they have the ship. I have my Paladin already out, but there is no sign of the Stinger.
Oh, okay.
Also, the skins
think
for
it's
the...
probably with Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, chat says about 2-hour-long trailer. Yes, they talk about something that they plan to do, especially what's that? Crafting, the FPS weapon crafting, right? They talk about that. Some substance there. People waiting for it. But engineering, they didn't mention at all. And a lot of FPS combat for next year. In the last, they did talk about the ship combat thing, but maybe there's a lot of things, not just that. But I feel like we could have more, because that's just one specific scenario, maybe one particular mission or something. It's like that. Yeah. Where's my loot? They also didn't talk about one thing. They didn't talk about, because last year, this whole year was a stability, right? They didn't talk about how they did for stability. They didn't do not even a quick review of how they improved the stability and playability of the game. And the bug fixes, some of the major bugs we're still experiencing the PTU. So I think that they didn't really say anything. But 2.5 hours, it's not really a long time. So yeah, that's it. Anyone want to say anything? If not, we are going to take a break. And then I'm gonna start another stream so we can take a look at the ships together. I don't know when, because I need to first of all I need to have my account copied. Right now, it's a lot of people doing that. Sometimes I have to wait for a while, and also need a little break. So thanks guys for joining me for the Star Citizen CitizenCon. Even though it's a little disappointing, but we'll reveal it. We'll find the good things from what we have learned and move forward. Maybe sometimes small progress is good progress. So move one step ahead of time. So yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you later. It's not over yet, just started. So I'm gonna end the stream now. End it.
Oh, well, so.